All right. Cheers to everyone sticking with us again tonight. I realized something this week. Should we name this whole group and our shenanigans? Like, do we need a catchy name?
Sure.
Aren't we the Waddle?
So the water
Well, that's the group that you refer to yourselves in game as the Waddle War. I was
Really?
like, welcome back to blah. And the only one that I came up with is stupid as hell, but it was the only one I was like, that's how we roll.
Oh no!
Right? Right?
Oh, Dad, you're
Right.
one.
I feel like we can come up with a better roll pun than that.
I took.
Dare you? How dare you? You saying goodnight?
Hey, you're rolling for
Mwah.
psychic damage again.
That's a snack for Daddy. Here, we're gonna get started. So say goodnight. Say goodnight to everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Mwah. Here, give me a roll before we go. Give you a roll. What do we get? That's a 10. That's a good middle of the road. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
I can do that.
No, not tonight, buddy. Wee. All right, say hi to everyone and give a roll. We'll see how it goes. What do you get? How good is the episode going to be tonight? I don't know either. 12.
Ooh.
We'll see. All right.
Where's the board?
Slightly above average.
I don't have the board yet. I'll set it up. See, I got all the stuff there. All right. All right. Good night. I love you. Can you shut the door for me, please? Thank you. All right. So work on the roll pun. Gossip. All right. So last time, you guys might need to help me with the recap because I did not listen to the whole thing for our last session. So you guys were at Shrewsbury Estate, had a bunch of errands to run, went and saw Handsome. He let you know a little bit more what happened to Snail, when it happened to Snail. He didn't have a whole lot of information for you. He did say that he could find Snail, which was very joyous for you guys, and he agreed to help you as long as someone looked after Mother while he was gone. Because, he straight up said Snail did not want to go. You went and saw Jimson. You sloshed out the remains of the frozen body on his floor. Didn't really give you any new information about what the heck was going on with the dragon below. Identified some of the stuff you had. Steven had a nice rope of climbing. You had a fancy spell scroll that you can use in some different scenarios. Couldn't tell you a whole lot about your stone, your not stone that you left for him. He's going to look into it while you're gone, and you're going to pay him upon returning once he gives you some more information. There's a wonderful apology to Callista for his previous behavior, in which he also gave you an additional scroll of lesser restoration to apologize for that. Then you went on to Ellie and got some more stuff identified. She was very happy to get her shawl back in exchange for your cloak of Elvenkind. She gave it to Maynard, which, from what you could tell, was a helm on top of a pile of shit that she was speaking to, and she said he wouldn't shut up about where is his shawl.
Seemed like a real tool.
Let's see, what was that?
I said he seemed like a real tool.
Exactly.
It's a tool. The lead singer's Maynard. Let's got it.
Let's see. I think you guys commissioned something for her to make for you with some dragon scales.
I wanted her to make me a
Amulet.
pendant.
That's right. And yeah, please write it down because I don't remember what I'm supposed to be making for you.
Amulet of mystery.
Amulet of you don't know. You then went to the blacksmiths, which you have not seen before. That was Bragathan, Talm, and Gilfin, which is, from what I did listen to earlier, Ellie and Talm were getting fairly close together, which my voices do. So I will try to work on that. I made some very questionable accent decisions last session. I will also try to rectify that.
No, they're good.
I mean, it's canon now, so there's one word I'll have to say over and over again, even though I really don't want to. You're getting some stuff made for you there. Tom was going to inlay some stuff. Gilfin, you was the most expensive you've discovered because he would imbue things or enchant things that you bring to him. Miranda got left behind. Then, no, you just gave him a regular rapier.
Yes.
That's right. And then Steven left a shield, but picked up another regular shield to bring along with him. Right?
Yep,
Okay.
the flail.
Mm-hmm. And then Og commissioned
And Og.
his tiny little gauntlet buckler.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, that's right. That's right. Cool. And then that was it. You loaded up. Lady Shrewsbury gave you horses to pull your cart. The cart is along with you this time as you guys were leaving town. There was somebody blocking your path, which ended up being your buddy Baylor, who just really wanted to come with you. He was begging to come along to see this mine, to see what the big deal was about the stuff they've been pulling out of it. It was a very kind of rare new thing that he had heard about, but wanted to go see himself, being a dwarf and being a cleric of the forge that he is. So you guys went that way. Nothing really of note happened. You learned some new things about your hat. I know, Nigel, from Jimson. You found out that it does have a soul bound to it. If you try to take that soul away from it, there's a potential that the hat and the soul could be completely destroyed. Og, I think, was trying to figure out some more things with his brass knuckles. During one rest, he was practicing some more. Didn't really do wonderfully, but so he's still figuring that out. And then you got to Prosperity, finally, and you went to the Morrissey mansion to see Elora, and she came and gave Og a big old hug and was very happy to see you all guys. You went in, you met her father, Krellborn, went into their very nice house. Elora wanted to make you guys dinner as appreciation. She was super excited. And as you guys were sitting down chatting, a few of you noticed that something wasn't quite the same in her preparation that she was doing. Something sounded a little off, and it ended up that she was going from cutting vegetables and other things to cutting herself. She turned around, eyes rolled back in her head, a voice that was not hers came out of her body, spouting out some stuff, telling you guys to leave, and that they did not want to spill any more blood, I believe. And then Baylor produced his holy symbol and expelled whatever was in her. I think only one person saw the little kind of
Callisto.
ball of energy, fly away. And the last thing that I think we hit was Elora came to and just started wailing. So that's where you guys are right now. Baylor had his symbol up, shown some light on her. She got thrown. Callista, you saw the little bead of energy fall away, and she fell to the floor, and she's seeing what has happened to herself, and she is feeling the pain, and she is wailing, just like, ah, and just starts going to town. Her Krellborn gets up and runs to her.
Yeah, I guess I'm
Trying
gonna
to
run
wrap-
up there too and try and like put her fingers back on her hand.
You're just gonna take her fingers on the floor and just try to see if they can just snap back into place like Legos.
Yeah, so I'm trying.
Well, I'm not even gonna.
Here. I'm not really thinking it.
I was gonna say I'm not even gonna have you roll.
What's Baylor doing?
Baylor is kind of looking around to see where, because he when he threw his symbol up, he saw something change, he saw something go, and he kind of went in the direction of the room from where it went off. It's not in there anymore, but he just went through and he's like trying to see if he can see outside.
I'm gonna try to get Baylor's attention and just kind of point to Elora and be like, "Can you help magic fingers?"
And I'm still over there, and I'm just still like trying to and then just.
Yeah, he's absolutely.
Yeah,
and he runs over and gets down. He gets out. At this point, Krellborn is like taken off, like got some towels and things from the kitchen. He's trying to wrap her hand to try to compress, keep the bleeding going on. And he just looks at Nigel and says, "What are you doing?
Anything.
Put the fingers down."
I drop the fingers.
All right, he takes the fingers. And he kind of looks and he's assessing, trying to see what he can do. He takes his hand out and puts it on her hand, and he's muttering himself what you're guessing is a prayer. And there's a little flash of light around her hand. The bleeding stops. She kind of quiets down a little bit. She's still very visibly shaken. So her screams have more gone to just kind of like like trying to catch her breath. And he just tells her that she's not going to feel any more pain. But he looks at the fingers and he looks at you guys and her father and says, "This is not something that I myself can fix. Is there a doctor? Is there a physician that can?" And Krellborn says, yes, we'll take her there right away. And he starts snapping his fingers, and a couple of attendants come and get her up, and he starts walking with her towards the door.
Krellborn?
Krellborn is like walking along with her.
I'm not letting him leave. Steven is not letting him leave. He wants.
Okay, what are you doing by not letting him leave?
I'd like to get his attention. Excuse me, Krellborn. Before you leave, I understand this is a very sensitive situation, and I know you want to be with your daughter. But there was some information that this voice was saying that we don't know. We just got here. There's something going on in the minds, and we need to know what is supposed to be stopped. Yes, we were able to banish this thing this time, but if there is to be a second, we need to have a little more information before you just...
You get most of that out, and he turns around and says, "There's things more important right now. My daughter needs attention." And he just starts...
You want your daughter to
with
live? This happened once before. It can happen again. I suggest you stop now. And I reach my hand to my longsword. I'm not unsheathing it. I'm just holding on to it. And
I run over there.
I mean, he's not like looking to see your display. He just like shouts over his shoulder and keeps going with her and with the attendants to go towards the physician. So if you want to stop him, you need to physically stop him.
Well, then I will walk over to him and put my hand, well, I don't know how tall he is, but grab his belt. Grab his free hand. If he's like, I would imagine he's got like a hand on his.
He's kind of like, if she is walking and a couple attendants are around her, he's like to her left, and he's got like both hands kind of on her shoulders. So he doesn't have like anything down by his side.
I want to like reach for like his lower elbow and hold on.
Og's gonna interject before he even tries to grab the man getting his wounded daughter out of the house.
Yeah, I think I was trying that too. We're all doing that.
Yeah.
At least me and Og.
So you're Nigeling Steven now.
Yes.
Okay.
Lay my tail in his back, let him grip over the tail.
Steven's pissed. He has no idea what the hell's going on, and something is happening, and I feel like the one person who knows anything is
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, Steven, we can, we figure out later. We help Allura now.
I think we all know what happened. They dug into the mountain, unleashed some mystical spirits, and they're angry. This isn't rocket science.
You're right. But now is not the time to address that issue while she's still bleeding.
Fair.
So Steven,
help her, but what does he have to do with anything?
Just wait with us for just a moment so they can get her to the doctor, and then we'll address it.
See, this is why we don't let you do the talking, Steven.
No.
So here's the question, like all this is going on, but Steven, you said you were going to reach and grab for him. Do you do that?
I would like to, but if I'm being stopped by one of my compatriots.
They're talking to you right now. They didn't say they tried to hold you back.
I put my tail in his cap and pick him up.
I think Nigel was over there, yeah. Nigel mentioned he was going over there.
Okay, so it seems like all you guys are trying to get between Steven and
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So yeah, Steven, if they're doing that, then yeah, I'm just gonna say that it was quick enough that they saw you moving and heard what you were saying. They're like, no. And did that.
No, little man. No.
Yeah.
And you guys are kind of going back and forth and doing all the stuff, and you feel a hand on your shoulder. Nice, firm, strong hand, just clanks against your armor. And it's Baylor, and he says, "There will be time to ask questions later. If this was someone that you cared about, and they were injured, that would be your first priority as well. We are here, we are not going anywhere, and we know that there is something that is not right.
Yeah.
Answers will come."
Yes.
Yeah, let's go check the mine out. Fuck it.
I feel like we should have more information.
More information before we just go check shit out, Nigel.
If you guys want to roll, let's see, probably either nature or history based on what you saw. I can do Arcana too if you want, whichever one you guys want, to see if you know what just happened.
I got a 14.
Baylor just rolled too.
I have -1.
I need to get his sheet up, by the way. Yeah, but Og has been like Johnny on the spot with all the information and stuff. Everyone's getting like 6s, and he's like 22.
Oh, well, 12, not horrible.
I got
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, no, not at
For
all.
Arcana.
Yeah, we'll say that was for history, since Og is for some reason I've rolled well.
He's
on
a history buff.
times.
That's like
All the
great
history
book.
picture books. Yeah.
Also, like my middle image of Og with his tiny little reading glasses.
I'll just pick nature because nobody else has picked it. It's all +2 no matter what.
Exactly.
Sure.
So Nigel, I'm sorry, 14 was the highest so far. Calista, what did you get?
I got a 19.
You got a
15 for
19.
Arcana.
Okay, cool. Let me see. Baylor got a good roll, but I just want to see what he got too. That would probably work for him. Okay, yeah, Baylor got a 19 as well. Yeah, Stephen, from what you've seen and just the, your training as a paladin, it's based in religion and gods and other powers, good and evil, all these things. Callista, from what you've seen in your travels and just, you have part of a tiefling demonic nature to yourself, which I'm sure you've delved into. Baylor and his travels have seen it too. Yeah, you three guys are like, shit, that wasn't her. She was not in control of her body. That voice was not hers. Something was inside of her taking control. That didn't look like a charm spell. That didn't look like, someone that was trying to enchant her. That looked like possession.
Mhm.
And Baylor just says, that was not that girl. Something took control of her and then flitted away. I'm very happy that you allowed me to come. I don't know what would have happened if I was not here to expel that being.
I appreciate it. We were beyond our capabilities, I believe. And did you see when it left her body?
I saw the change come over her from whatever it was left, and it went, and he just pointed towards the back of the kitchen. It's like it went through that way. It is not among us anymore. I can't sense it. Whatever it was and wherever it went, it is not here. I think we are safe for the time being.
Now, have you ever seen anything like that before?
Well, I have seen different possessions, either by monsters or other evil means in my travels and my battles, but that seemed, I've never seen it so seemingly malicious to harm someone so young, so innocent, that didn't deserve anything. It seemed to be making a message of some kind and wanted it to be heard very, very clearly. Whatever is going on in that mine, it does not want us there.
What time of day is it?
I think she was making you guys lunch, if I remember right. So sun's still out. It's probably like, I don't know, 2 o'clock, let's say.
I want to go see if we can find where they took her.
Or maybe a foreman or like somebody who...
Yeah, I mean, this place is pretty full of servants and different wait staff and things like that. When Krellborn snapped his fingers, some people came running to get her there, but he wanted to go with her. You can, excuse me, follow in the direction they went. You can go. You can ask people at the house, whatever you guys want to do.
Has Callista? So I think Callista was the only one that saw the ball of light leave her, right?
Mhm.
That's why I asked. Yeah.
Have you communicated that to the rest of us?
Yes. I don't know if you saw this,
Okay.
but there was this ball of energy that left her body and went that way towards the back of the kitchen, much like Baylor just said.
Okay, and so remember what I asked at the end of the last session was if that ball of light looked similar to when those cultists sort of just like zipped away from the top of the mountain. if it was similar, the same, or
I figure I think you got a pretty damn good perception check if I remember right. I think it was either dirty 20 or something. When the cultists flitted off, it was more of like kind of a
Power Rangers.
no, not necessarily a teleportation. It was more like Harry Potter, puff of smoke, just like poof,
okay, like they,
going through that
what is it,
way.
aspiration,
The evaporate or whatever, whatever the
Like
hell
the
it is.
Ghost Rider.
Like the
The
Deep
Ghost
cut.
Rider. Not Rider.
not Johnny
Right.
Blaze, not Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Writer, the famous middle school.
Yeah.
I never watched
Came
it. I
on
know
right after
exactly what the hell you're
Wishbone.
talking about.
Yeah. Wishbone was the shit.
So it hopefully isn't the cultists, and at the very least that wasn't similar enough that
Doesn't seem like.
Yeah, from what because you were right up there when they poofed away, and you, Callista, saw the thing leave her. It didn't seem like it was as like big of a display. It wasn't as grandiose. It was just like a little like.
okay, so hopefully it's not
Yeah.
them. Okay, that's all I know. Yeah, I mean you can't really say for sure, but at least at the moment, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that, yeah.
yeah. That didn't seem like it
So
was
the other
related.
thing Ogg's worried about, I guess he kind of looks over at Baylor and he's like, can that happen again? Do we need protect her from possession still?
Well, if I were to guess, I would say that whatever was in her probably made its. I don't think it would have anything else to do with her. I can perhaps put some enchantments or some protective runes around her room where she may be to the best of my abilities, but if the message was not for her, the message was for it's seemingly Krellborn and perhaps us. I don't know.
Oh
It
yeah,
seems
Ogg,
very very strange and coincidental that this would happen once we arrive.
yes,
Well,
coincidence. Ogg is worried if we investigate, Cave may have repercussions
well,
on Allura.
here, why don't we do this? I'll go over to Krellborn, put the good old charm person on him, and get the answers we're looking for.
Charm. Why would you charm him, Nigel?
It's kind of like a lie detector. He won't lie to me if he's charmed by me.
Well, Baylor puts his hand, he's like, lie detector, not so much. Manipulation is what, if those are the means you're going for. If you want a true lie detector, that I can help you with that.
Well, oh shit, son! You got a zone of truth?
Absolutely.
Let's go zone of truth that son of a bitch.
Okay, I don't see why he would have any reason to lie if we feel like he is. Then
hey, either way, we're good to go. Either he's gonna lie, we're gonna find out, or he's gonna be truthful, and the zone of truth won't matter. Let's go do this.
no, okay. Where are we going?
Oh no, let's go find him. So yeah,
Let's snap and see if there's more people that come.
oh yeah.
Snap.
I look over to the nearest servant. Excuse me. Where would the doctor be that they would have taken Allura to?
Are there
Well,
just
I've seen it.
servants like respectfully like back along like the wall and stuff?
They've just been like scrubbing the walls while you're doing, just like listening in to everything. You're just like, we gotta keep working. No, they're like they're not. Yeah, they're like coming and going. They're cleaning the blood up in the kitchen and like taking all that stuff away and
Ogg not glad
talking
not
amongst
having to clean up this
themselves.
mess.
Like what the fuck just happened? Did you see this shit? But yeah, they tell you where to find the physician's office. It's so I think I told you last time the town is not super small, but it's not super big. Like it's decent size. Their kind of lodging / mansion is the biggest thing in this town. But it's got general store. It's got a doctor. It's got like all this stuff. Maybe about I don't know, 200 people live here in total. But yeah, they let you know where the physician's office is. It's on the, let's say it's on the east end of town, which is closest to kind of the where the mine entrance is.
The good doctor, not the back end alley doctor that it felt the pores go to.
No, that's Nigel would know where that is.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's where I got my hat. He's a very nice man.
He said he was a doctor.
Barber / surgeon.
It was Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
Hi, everybody.
You need a hat? I can help you with that. Yeah, so you guys are heading to the physician's office. Is everyone going?
Yeah.
I'm going. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything else constructive we can do here?
Perhaps not at the mansion, unless you want to get information
unless,
about
like,
what they know as far
Unless
as
Nigel wants to sneak around the house while we're gone.
I think that Steven is a little amped up, but with Baylor having a plan and Nigel being able to talk a little more, I think Steven's going to hang back and see if he can get any information out of the servants. They're there. They're the eyes and ears of his place. They might be able to give me information.
Okay.
I feel like one of us should stay with Steven just to be safe.
I'll stay with Steven.
He starts attacking the help.
Who?
I'll stay with Steven, and Og can.
Lista, be the voice of reason.
I'll do that. I'll pick up Nigel if he starts getting screwy.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we've got all right. So we've got Nigel, Og, and Baylor going to the physician's office, and we have Steven and Callista hanging out at the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Who wants to start?
Why don't y'all go first?
All right.
Okay, cool. Nigel, Og, Baylor, they all walk out and head towards the physician's office. Callista, Steven, what do you guys want to do?
I want to look for. I'd imagine that there's probably a hierarchy of servants.
But head of staff,
Yeah.
someone who is maybe deals with the foreman from the mine, someone who would have knowledge of the household and the workings of the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone like that around?
Yeah, you ask around, and you they let you know that Krellborn pretty much oversees everything that goes on with it, makes the big decisions. But there is like a mine foreman whose name is Craster. And he is they just say that he is unavailable.
Curious.
Unavailable.
What do you mean by unavailable? Can I roll like I guess that would be investigation. Sense motive.
I would say that'd be persuasion if you're trying to coax more information out of him.
And that's what I got. I was looking for like a sense motive to where like I can see if they're trying to hide something, or insight maybe. Would that be?
If you want to see if they're hiding anything, insight. If you want to try to see if they'll give you some more free info, than persuasion.
I want to roll an insight to see if
Okay.
they're hiding something when they say unavailable.
Okay.
Shit.
Other than always being like a
9.
shitter.
9. They don't. I mean, they seem that's the extent of their knowledge. He is unavailable.
I make eye contact with any one of the servants that may seem interested. And can you tell me?
Interested?
Interested.
You raising
curious.
you showing some ankle? What's happening?
Showing some ankle, showing some shoulder.
I mean, I
Wet
would
in
say
my tail.
I would say since you all came, like this is a pretty big deal to see this especially this group all together. There's a goblin, there's a half orc, there's a penguin, there's also like things that they normally don't see. And since there is now a goblin and a tiefling strolling around the mansion grounds, and the master of the house is not here, they're all interested. They're trying to sneak peeks.
So make eye contact with any one of them. Anyone that's sneaking a peek. Catch him.
Okay.
Can you tell me, sweetheart, I'm new here. I'm just trying to help. Can you tell me any more information on where to find Craster? I'm looking for him and I really need to find him. Can you help me? And I'm rolling persuasion.
Yes.
And I have a...
Can I aid with by dropping a couple coins?
You were
like I'm
No,
just
yeah, I'm gonna
fumbling
say
and
you
all of a
were
sudden,
you were
whoops, I
talking
dropped
to
some silver pieces and gee, sorry, my bad. And then put it back in my pocket and watch you talking.
since you were talking to someone
He
else and
bends
trying to
over
get it out, and she's
slowly, and then
going.
slowly comes back up from the coin. Oh, gee, I must have dropped that.
Excuse me.
Uh,
Move it on my butt.
oopsie. Not this time.
Dirty 20? No.
30-20. They basically say that he's not. You can't talk to him right now. He can't talk.
Well, why not?
He can't talk.
Does he have a sore throat? He can't speak right now? Or is he
He
busy?
can't talk. He can't move. He's just kind of. He's alive, but he's not there.
I have some capabilities in healing. Maybe I could help him. What happened to him?
We're not supposed to be talking about what goes on in the mind.
I'm sorry.
It's not our business. We can get in trouble.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. Can I roll a persuasion again?
No, you can keep the 20 flowing. That's fine.
When I'm not trying to get you in trouble, I understand. But we're here to help. And we're here to just try to make sure that everyone stays safe and this doesn't happen to anyone again, neither poor Laura nor poor Craster. We just need to understand what's happening. Can you just tell me a little bit more?
We don't know. Mr. Morrissey doesn't tell us. It's just things that we may overhear. We know that Craster was in the mines when things were going. They were investigating, and they brought him back, and he was like he was, and some other people just didn't come back, and we don't know what happened when they went there.
Was anyone with him when this happened, or did they find him like this in the mine?
There was a group that went, and they didn't come back, and they went to search for him, and they found Craster, and that's all they found. They don't know what happened.
Was he deep in the mine, or was he in a new section of the mine that you know of?
When this is happening, someone else comes up that's more of like the kind of head butler, and is like, you shouldn't be talking about this. You go get care of your business. Yes, ma'am. You. This is something that does not concern them. You will not be getting my staff in trouble.
I do.
And if you need information, you may go speak to Mr. Morrissey, and what he is inclined to divulge is what you will know.
We will do just that. Thank you so much. And please don't take it out on your staff. It was my fault. We were trying to help.
I know whose fault it was.
Somebody need a hug?
And he turns around and walks away.
You need a hug, buddy? Sorry.
I got little hugs for your legs.
So, yeah, that's pretty much what you can get. The head like butler is there and is like kind of chastising the guy that you were talking to and trying to like, get back to work, man. Nothing to see. You do your duties. You know your daily duties. Get to work. And kind of scatters everyone away. Is there anything else you would like to do in this mansion? You now have eyes on you. So if there are things that you want to do in here, someone is going to be clearly watching the only goblin and the only tiefling walk around this place in broad daylight. Yeah.
On the way,
little kiss.
The cloak.
I guess we're probably heading towards the doctor or whatever. But on the way out, can I don't know. See, I guess I'm thinking like a perception check to see if there's anything. I don't know. Nah, skip it. Fuck it.
Well,
I was going to roll a perception to see if there's anything that like catches my eye that might link. Obviously, he works with the mine, so that's why I said skip it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, go ahead.
just look.
Any
Yeah.
suspicious defiled like idols or something just
That's
on
kind of,
top
I'm
of
like,
the
looking, there's
house?
got to be something that's linking.
Upside down crosses,
Are there any
demons.
graves that shouldn't be there that we desecrated? You know,
When he was chastising you, his finger was bone. Oh shit.
general spooky stuff. You know, that kind of thing.
I rolled an
He has a
18.
lich as a head butler. You must be very rich.
I touched the man and he just started burning.
Liches get stitches. Yeah, well, yeah, you are a paladin.
Yeah.
So number one, because I'll give you this for a freebie, if depending on what you're looking for. Are you looking for something like I want to see if anything is amiss, or do you want to feel if like there's anything evil in this house? Because you have your divine sense as a paladin, which you can use X amount of times. You can fire that off if you're just like, is there like a fiend around here, or
This
things
house is
like that.
unclean.
So this isn't, and again, this isn't me leading you. This is me giving you options. You can fire off divine sense if you were looking for something like that looks interesting.
I feel like Steven feels like something's off. Like,
Mhm.
even though it was expelled from her, I feel like there's something fishy going on. And that's why he was so amped up and wanted to stop him from leaving, because he was worried that he was just going to take off. Like, yes, he's using this as an excuse. Like, oh, shit, I know what's going on. I'm going to use this and I'm going to take off.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, I'd like to use that divine sense to see if there's anything evil.
Yeah, that's that. You can just, as you're walking out, you fire that off just to see like a kind of a radar bubble. A ping goes off around you, like boom, 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 like think of sonar or some shit. Just boom, goes around you and hits the whole house. Yeah, nothing like divine sense lets you figure out like are there fiends nearby? Are there undead nearby? Yeah, celestials. Anything that's just like ringing like wholly good or like really really evil. Nothing is hitting in the area that you're around. Since you already rolled and you got an 18, there's like a pile of letters that have been sealed, like wax sealed and opened up and just kind of scattered on a table as you're headed out.
I'm going to make note of that and tell my thief friend Nigel when we see him. I'm going to make note of that.
Tell Mr. Gladhands.
Like, hey, I recognize on the way out.
Little Mister, that's mine over there.
Yeah.
They weren't very forthcoming. There's something they're not supposed to talk about.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that looks like something that we might be able to get a little information if we can't get any in the future. And
Gotcha. Okay.
when we get there.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a motherfucker down.
So leave him be for now. You don't want to mess with any letters. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Did you tell me that you sensed that?
I assume that whatever I tell one character going around will, like whoever's in immediate proximity will get the information as well, unless it's something that's like Nigel's hat right away. I was like, you're the only one that hears this shit because it was just for him, right?
Oh.
And then you can decide if you want to share. But if it's like general information like this, then that's no big deal.
I would say I'd be explaining this like to Callista, my plan to tell Nigel, hey, I see those letters over there.
Could I, since he eyeballed it and gave me the wink, wink, nod, nod, since I have the cloak of Elvenkind, could I maybe try to pocket those on my way out?
Drink the cloak over it, and then they disappear
What?
once you pull the cloak back.
I'll say this. I don't know how much the cloak is going to help you, because if you throw the hood up and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, they're going to know something's up because they're watching you walk out.
To throw it up, it gives me advantage on stealth checks, so I get two.
The hood has to be up. It takes the action to put the hood up, and that's when the whole camouflage shit goes into play. You can try to
what happened? I don't know. Oh, geez. I guess I better leave. She must have left. I'm sorry.
You can try to pocket a letter if you want. It's going to be sleight of hand, and
with that,
have the difficulty in mind.
It might help if somebody caused a distraction, like Steven, maybe.
Before I leave, I want to talk to this headmaster, and I'm going to tell her I'm going to go talk to this guy. I'll cause a distraction. You try and grab one of those letters. I'm going to go talk to this guy. Maybe make sure that he's not chastising them too hard for our information gathering. So I'm going to go walk over and talk to this
You're gonna talk to the head dude.
But I'm gonna like make noise as I'm walking over. Excuse me. What was your name? I want to get a name so I can talk to you.
Clapping his like chest, making his
Yes,
mail.
Yeah,
exactly.
clank,
Just
clank,
like-
clank, clank,
Like,
clank,
"Ah,
clank.
look at me, I'm a cop." And
Okay.
walking over.
Okay. All right. Go.
I saw you chastising him after we left, and I know you're just a big man in charge, but
All
I
right.
want to make sure that you're not giving him such a hard time. What? Look at this. We're just here trying to help, and I know
So
you
you're-
have a job to do. And
So you're begging for advantage.
Yes.
Give me a performance check, Steven.
Oh,
well, here we go. It's all over the die.
Because the guy is here, and you're here, so he can see over your head.
As he's making a fuss, I'm leaning back on the table, just kind of watching the show.
All right, yeah, calm down.
And,
What was the performance?
10.
Okay.
That's an
That does not grant you advantage because he's just looking. He kind of knows he's
I don't need advantage
okay.
because I got a nat 20 plus 5.
Oh, you rolled already? Okay.
That's why my smile would like retarded big.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you're sitting there. He's doing that, and he's just like looking kind of down at you, but he's still seeing what's going on. And you give us a couple seconds, just like how and I and you just like clearly slapping yourself and doing all that stuff. And he just eventually when he looks down at you, he goes, "You can leave now." And then when he looks down, that's when Close is just like, and you're able to grab a letter.
I apologize. My bad. Can I get your name still?
Even
Nope.
bothering the poor man. Let's leave. Stop bothering the poor man.
All right, Calista, let's go check out the clinic.
Let's go
the
check
doctor.
out Laura. Make sure she's okay.
All right.
His name is Ben Riley. I'm just kidding.
Thanks, Ben.
It's Ren Biley.
Ren Biley. Ren.
You may never meet Ren again. That's fine.
Oh, no.
I will forget his name by the time.
I got it written down. I'll remember it.
Okay. So yeah, you're heading down to the physicians to meet up with your buddies.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys with Baylor in tow start going down. You make your way to the physician's office. You walk in, and there's a kindly nurse that's up front, just sitting behind a desk. She says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
well, I believe our friends just came through. They were the ones with the hand missing the fingers and the crying girl, Alora, and oh man, what's that dude's name?
Krellborn.
Krellborn.
We came to check in on the Morseys.
Okay, relation.
Savior?
Friend of family.
She goes, I'm sorry, only family are allowed back there right now.
Let me just say this: when you save one's life, it's almost like a life debt, and you have to kind of make sure they don't keep dying. So that's why I'm here. I just want to go to the back and check on my friend.
Well, I don't.
And I would like to continue to save.
Can
In my
you send a
culture-
message to them for us?
Well, she's going to address Nigel. She says, well,
Yeah.
I don't know what your medical background is, but from my education, I know that if you lose a finger, that's not life-threatening. So Savior is going maybe a bit far.
Well, I didn't save her life now. I saved it before. Really,
Yes.
I just kind of want to get my eyes on it just to make sure everything's on the top and top. Because in my country, I didn't know if you know this, I'm a top physician.
We rescued Alora from Torlat Cave earlier.
Yes, I don't. We have heard about it, but also Mr. Morrissey said that no one is allowed back there, unless they are family, and we have to respect his wishes. If you would like to wait for him or her or everyone to come out, you may wait here, or you may wait back at his estate.
Does
We can wait
fiancé
here for now.
count as family?
I'm sorry.
We're
I agree.
betrothed.
I'm like grabbing Nigel's like beak to try to get him to stop talking. Like, we can wait here. Will you let Krellborn know we are here waiting to speak with him?
Says, yes, I can send a message to Mr. Morrissey. That is completely acceptable. What would you just want him to know that you are here?
Yes, and we have Baylor. Is Baylor a paladin or a cleric?
cleric.
He's a
Or has he
cleric.
said? And then let us know if our friend Baylor, the cleric, can assist in any way.
He comes over and says, but dog, I've already told you that there is nothing that I can, the fingers are off. That is not a part of my capabilities.
Not mean assist with that, Baylor.
We're talking about not making her get possessed again, Baylor.
Oh, yeah, I thought, yeah, the hands and that, yeah, that's my specialty.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm like, shh, Nigel, you cause rumors in town. I'll grow up in small town. You know how this happens.
I just kind of like tap my beak. Like, yes.
All right, so you guys sit down and wait. Is there anything you want to discuss amongst yourselves, or try to weasel out of the kindly nurse that told
I
you
was
to
just gonna try and sneak past.
hurry up and wait? You're gonna try to sneak past her.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make conversation with her while Nigel's sneaking.
All right. It is a very small building. There is one entrance in the back, and she already knows you're there. So if you want to sneak back there, that's going to be at disadvantage.
Okay. All right.
I guess while
I got an
Nigel's doing
18
this,
and a 20. So I guess that's 18 plus 5 is 23.
Oh, just for your regular rolls?
Yeah, I got a nat 20 and then
Oh,
an
damn.
18.
All right. All
So
right,
then that's a 23 for the at disadvantage.
All right, let's see how good her perception is then. If I get a 20, ooh, that was close. That noise is back. I'll just turn my volume down, I guess.
I don't hear it. But
I don't know what the hell it is. So, yeah,
for a second, I thought that the
somehow,
nurse was saying that noise is back.
yeah, apparently, yeah, that noise is back.
Sounds like a penguin sneaking.
Sounds like someone-
And she's looking around. She's looking like, well, that noise is back. And when she looks under the desk, Nigel, you're like just
Like-
thieving ways, like and just your stage magician ways, like when someone's looking away, like that's the time to act and to misdirection and everything like that. So you just like, go back, and you make it past the curtains, and she's still looking around, and Og, you're looking around too, like noise, like I hear a noise, and you look over at Baylor, and he just kind of goes. Because he casts
Og has no-
thaumaturgy. He's
Hog
making
has no
some
idea
shit.
what's going on, but he's learned when he's confused to just sort of go, and
Just
nod
go with it.
accordingly.
Okay. Nigel, so you did make it past. I'm going to say you don't have very long, because once she looks around in her small office and she's like, where's that little penguin man? She's going to know that she should probably come check back here. So what are you trying to do?
So yeah, no, I just go over and I just kind of I just want to check and see how they're doing. Just see if they've got Laura sedated, if she's not screaming anymore.
Yeah,
And then
she's not screaming. You guys came in and you didn't hear like anyone screaming bloody murder or anything like that. You make it back there, and you hear them talking.
I'm gonna walk up slowly to see if I can hear what they're saying.
Okay. Give me a perception then. Let's see how clearly you can make this stuff out.
Woo! 7. Not very good at listening. Pretty good at sneaking and talking.
I'm listening to the thoughts in my own head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear, you can hear a little bit. It's like every couple words are coming in clearer because it's kind of muffled between, let's say there are like 2 rooms, and you like went in, like there's a small hallway and you went down inside the vacant room. And so you're trying to hear through that open door and then the closed room on the other side. So let me see. How do I do this? I'll cover my mouth and speak what they're saying and see how much you can get out of it.
Okay.
Can I fingers be signed? Oh, yes, I can do that. It's a very clean cut, so you brought the fingers with you and we'll be able to put them back on. How did this happen to her?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna
She
walk.
did it to herself. I don't know if there's one over here. There's cooking on
Yeah, I'm walking in.
turn
It's
around.
not like doctor shit. So I'm gonna walk in.
You're just gonna walk in?
I'm gonna knock.
You're gonna knock?
Is there like a door, or is it just like a
The
curtain?
door is closed, yes.
So I'm just gonna kind of knock, say hello.
You hear a what? No, I told you we don't want to be disturbed. Why are you interrupting us?
I just wanted to come and check and see how my friend was doing. It seemed rather traumatic. Just wanted to know.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who are you?
The door opens and it's Krellborn, and he just looks livid. Just, what are you doing here? I told you to stay at the house.
I cast Charm Person.
Okay, that's a charisma save,
Yeah,
right? Okay. What's the difficulty?
17.
I'll give him that. What do you say to him to try to charm him?
It's just me. I was just coming to check on your daughter. We care about her so much ever since we saved her out of that dungeon and returned her to you. We just wanted to make sure she's not hurt more or damaged under our protection.
The words come out of your mouth and they're magically laced and they go into his ear, and he just kind of does this for a second, goes, no, I told you to stay at the house. Get the hell out of here. He got a 19.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I gave him a very small bonus, but he rolled a 17, so he gets past it.
Damn.
Just get out of here right now.
Well.
And he slams the door in your face.
Okay.
Jesus.
While this is going on, Og wants to try to talk to the nurse a little bit. Just,
Oh,
I feel like
yeah?
we might get thrown out of here soon.
Okay. What do you want to ask her?
So Og just wants to check if, obviously, Alora had an episode at the house. Just wants to see has she been seeing the doctor regularly since she arrived back in town? Has she been well? Is something like this happened before?
She says, we're not allowed to discuss patient. It's a confidentiality. We can't discuss patients' histories with the doctor with people that are not her family. I'm sorry.
Okay, Og's not hard to convince. So,
Is there a back exit? Is there like a window or anything I can climb out of?
Is there a window you can climb out of?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that nurse.
There's not a. I mean, she heard. And was like, oh, what are you? So she heard everything, and she can pretty much tell that you're back there. There's not a back door. If you want to go out the window that's in that other room, you could do it.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, 2.5 footer. See if you can make it through this window.
All right.
Roll me a dexterity.
16.
Yeah, it's still enough.
5. 23.
You somehow, you find your way, and you're jumping up like shelves and things, and bouncing off of the bed, and then you just just bound through it, and go around to the front, and you walk in through the front door, and she's not at the desk, and then you sit down, and she comes back in, sees you there. She's like, "What? You were just."
I've been here the entire time. It's not my fault that you don't pay attention to the small ping one.
Deception and disadvantage.
All right, 15 and a 14. So 14 plus deception?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dirty 20, son.
Jesus. She gives you a look and kind of like is questioning herself. She's like, who's there? And just sits down.
You want to see a card trick?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Um.
So I just look over at Og and it's like, I think I might have done more damage than good with this one, buddy. We should probably skip.
It happens.
Baylor just says, did you get any information?
No, that man was wicked angry that I was back there, so we probably should have just waited. But, you live and you learn.
Yes, I hope that one would learn from a situation like this.
So yeah,
I appreciate. He leans in and goes, I appreciate the effort. That was very well done. But we want to curry favor with this man, and that may not have been the best way to do it.
You would think saving his daughter's life twice now would be enough, but oh no, He seemed rather tithy that I wanted to talk to him while his daughter was in surgery.
Did you not hear what I told the goblin? This is his
Yeah,
daughter, and is someone very important to him. He wants to be left alone and care for her, and we can ask him later. We are not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. We are here to. We can speak with him later. Time may be of the essence, but we don't know what is happening. If we
I'll
just
kinda
run in without knowing anything, we could do more harm than good. Case
I'll
in
kind
point.
of size a bit. It's like, maybe we should explore around town a bit.
Yeah, let's go talk to the locals. Where's there a bar?
All right, you guys get up, start heading out. Doctor's office, and as you do, Stephen and Callista are coming in, and there's a whole, what happened? You kind of let them know what's going on. That Nigel did what
Nigel does.
Probably should. Yeah, what Nigel does. And they decide they're gonna go find a bar. While you're looking around, I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick and give me an idea of what I want to name this bar, because clearly I didn't prepare this entire town for tonight.
Brewster's Cock?
That is a name indeed.
That sounds like a tavern name if I've ever heard one.
There's actually a tavern named like that, and a game I played. What was it called? It was the sequel to The Longest Journey. It's like Dreamfall. It's like the Cock and Puss or something.
Let's see here. Tavern.
All I can think of is the fucking gas station up here, the Come and Go.
Ah!
Oh, it was the Rooster and the Kitten.
The Rooster and the Kitten.
Let me see here.
Oh, and there was another one called the Salty Seaman.
Are they near the shore?
Well, in the game Dreamfall, they are.
The duck.
I think I think we're close to the shore, but we're on like a cliff. So.
The Cowardly Crossbow sounds pretty cool.
Doxy's Repose. The Doxy is a whore.
Man, this fantasy. Let me get a better tavern name generator. That one was no good. Ooh, the Devil's Fist.
What was the name of the tavern that Kavoth opened?
Yeah, I was thinking that's the first thing that went to my head when he said, "Give me your tavern name." Let me see.
I was trying to think of something with Shaft, and it didn't quite make it through my brain when I was
the Waystone Inn.
The Raging Cliffy.
Oh wait, this is a mining town, so Can You Dig It might work.
Yes. Can
you dig it?
Can You Dig It Bar and Grill?
I was gonna say the Pick and the Pail. And guess what? I'm the DM, so it's the Pick and the Pail. Yeah, you look around. It's not hard to find. You ask a couple people, and you just go to the Pick and the Pail. It's right there on the corner. You find it. It's 2 stories, so chances are there are probably some rooms up top for rent. It's at this point still pretty early on, like mid-afternoon, early evening, so sun's still up. It's not really super crowded. You guys going in?
Yeah.
All right. Sure. You walk in. It's a pretty standard tavern. They've got some like pickaxes and some mining equipment around, some lanterns hanging around, rope on the wall. Clearly it's a mining town, so they're trying to play into the aesthetic with the decoration and things like that. They have 2 mine carts that are flipped over that serve as the bar. And there's like half a dozen, like 6 to 10 tables around. There's some stairs going up to the upper floor, and there are probably about 6 people in here, and then the bartender that's behind the bar. That's just kind of a middle-aged, average-looking female, kind of dirty blonde hair, kind of standard clothing. big gap in between her teeth.
Are there any obvious like minors, like drinking in here right now? Like covered.
I mean,
in, like,
there's no
rock
one with
dust
like
and
a
stuff.
there's no one with like a lantern, like hard hat
well,
on or anything like that
That's
you can
probably
see.
about the limit of what Og would notice. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up and introduce myself to the manager.
you mean the host,
Whatever.
Bartender.
the bar?
You walk up and
Oh, I look behind as I'm walking up. I kind of yell behind to everybody, like, "Hey, what do y'all want to drink?"
Og could go for ale.
All right.
I'll take an ale.
An ale's fine, thank you.
Baylor slaps his hands together and he's like, "Ooh, ale."
All right.
Okay, then.
5 ales then. So I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna make my order of like, "How do you do, ma'am? My name is Nigel.
Oh my goodness, what
I
are
know.
you?
I'm a penguin. It's
I
pretty
don't.
great.
I've never seen anything like you. I've never seen a penguin talk. Now you're just the cutest thing I've ever seen.
You know what else I am? Which it looks like you desperately need at your establishment.
Oh,
An
what's
entertainer.
that? An entertain? What do you? Oh, do you sing?
No, I'm
Oh,
better
do you
than
dance?
singing. I do magic.
Oh, I don't. I mean, there are people in this town that can do magic. There are people in the mine that can cast a light spell. I don't know if that's
Anyone can do
entertaining.
magic like that. What I'm talking about is an art form for the stage. Besides all that, what I really need right now from you
Nigel's such a theater kid.
is 5 ales.
Oh, absolutely, yes. She starts pouring them up and puts them across and just says, "It's a gold for the 5 ales."
Yeah, I
altogether.
tossed that away. So, like, I start, she hands them to me, I guess. I start sipping on mine. I'm kind of like, so, it doesn't seem like for a town this size, I would think there'd be more people in your fine establishment.
She says, "Well, it's early on in the day." I don't know, my voice is doing that. She goes, "Oh, it's early on in the day. I don't. Should there be more people there? They'll come in later. It's always packed at night these days."
Oh, so what time of the day is it right now, bud, would you say?
It's like early evening, late afternoon, so it's probably like 4-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, like, and what was your name, by the way?
My name is Mal.
Mal?
My name is Mal.
Mal. Well, Mal, it was nice to meet you.
It was very. I tell you, I will be telling stories about this for a while. Everyone that comes in, if you see me pointing when I'm talking to people and I'm pointing at you, don't take it the wrong way.
Let me paint you like one of my French girls.
Nigel can't paint. What are you talking about?
No, I was talking about the barmaid.
She can't paint. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so I take the drinks back to our table, and I think I kind of want to figure out what's on that letter that they got. Maybe hang out here for a little bit, and then kind of just talk to the people in the town and see if they know anything going on. Does that sound good to y'all?
Sounds great.
Okay. So
The real people.
not those fake ass people.
Fake ass
So
people in their mansion with their fake ass daughter cutting off her fake ass fingers.
oh, that wasn't fake. So you bring out the letter, you unfurl it and you start reading it.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it comes up, Baylor just looks and says, "Where did you get that?"
It was
Found it on the ground.
Found it.
It was laying on the ground at the Morrissey mansion, and it looked like no one was using it, so I picked it up.
He goes,
What does it say?
"Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I must have stuttered. Let me ask again. Where did you get that?" He knows you're full of shit.
Well, I assumed he knew them before this. So.
No one was using it, so I picked it up. I thought it would be helpful for us.
Now,
Taylor, wait, just wait a second. You have to admit there's something going on here. There's something, and nobody will give us any information about what the hell is going on in that mine. Everyone's tight-lipped.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw something that might give us a little bit of shred of information.
Yes.
So we took it.
I 100% agree that there is something that is going on in this town. Yes. We have not asked. We have not been given the
I've
opportunity
tried.
to ask
I've
since.
tried, and we did.
Please don't interrupt me. We did not give the opportunity to ask. There was something that took precedence. Someone needed to be helped. And I do not think that should we ask now with something being, well, let's just say it, stolen, they may be less likely to tell us something should we ask now. So, what's done is done. We can't do anything about it. I suggest that there will be no more stealing on this adventure. Shall we agree to that? And he lifts up his mug.
Mhm.
Of
Yeah,
course,
Hog doesn't have
Sailor.
sticky fingers.
I think that's a wise choice. My
Well, not
apologies
from that
for a
anyway. It's only
terrible
peanut
choice.
butter.
And he's like, wonderful. He slams it together and he just drains it.
Yeah, Nigel 100% did not. He just kind of gingerly like tapped.
He had his
glass.
flippers crossed behind his
I'm
back.
just there. I have my fingers crossed behind my back because I don't plan on stealing, but I know friends that do.
Yeah. So he does and he drains it down and he throws it down on the thing and it's completely empty and it's like going down his beard. He goes,
So,
that was wonderful. I will have another. And he gets up and
so should we read the letter since we already have it?
yeah, he's not. He
Read the
wasn't telling you to
letters
put it
before,
back. He's just
Captain No Fun gets back.
You glance
Can't
over the
help it,
letter.
he's lawful good.
Yeah,
No, I know.
you glance over the letter. It's in common.
It's probably a shipping manifest.
And it's basically it's a crayon drawing of a dinosaur. It's really nice. No,
Did Hog drop this?
you. It has 2 horns. Hog knows this. No, you. It's basically kind of a condolence letter written to a wife from what you can deduce is one of the workers in the mines, saying basically giving compensation for what has befallen and apologizing and saying that basically they'll get to the bottom of what has happened and that the funeral will be paid for and they will get certain shares from the mine as compensation.
This is a letter that wasn't sent yet. Okay.
Outgoing. Okay.
What's the name on the letter?
Who's it for?
Yeah.
Let's say it's for Yana.
Yana?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there just the one letter?
That's what they got. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Maul.
Okay.
Maybe before Nigel goes over there, I kind of like lean in, like maybe ask if anything odd going on at mine lately,
Yeah. I was.
or ask about. I'm assuming Callista and Steven have filled us in on their intel about what was
None of the people Rem.
Craster,
Ren-
the
Ren-
mine
Riley
foreman.
was the only one that has survived out of a whole party that went into the mine. Everyone else is dead. And
Yeah, so we can ask maybe about the foreman and then the mine in general.
Yeah.
Why don't we go find that foreman?
I mean,
he's unconscious.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
I mean-
he's like catatonic, basically.
yeah, I mean he was probably either at the clinic or the mansion. I mean, if he's catatonic, I can't imagine that he's just at home.
Because I was thinking to go ask the barmaid who y'all
Maul.
is. Yeah, Maul. Who y'all? God Almighty, Maul y'all. Am I going crazy? It's Maul y'all.
Maul.
That's Maul.
And who's on the letter?
Yana.
Yana.
Got it. Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm writing this shit down too.
I've got it written down.
I was just gonna go ask her if she knows anything that happened to Yana's family, but I don't know. And to go maybe talk to Yana, but then how would we know in the first place?
Just ask about the goings on at the mine. How many miners have
Yeah, you could even just say like we heard some people, there was some sort of accident at the mine. We're just curious about what happened.
keep it generic.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have to drop specific names or anything.
So yeah, I guess
You
I'm
You might even
I'm-
want to mention that we've been we helped out the Morsi family.
Oh,
Although
okay.
maybe leave out what happened to Alora recently,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave my drink at the table, go back up like I'm going and grabbing another one, and kind of talk to Mo, and
All
just
right,
say,
you pass Baylor, and he's got 2.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
double fisting it. He's
Okay.
going back to the table.
So I asked Mo, like,
He says, better catch up, little penguin.
I'll do my best, friend, and then I just kind of like sigh and just keep walking past.
Oh.
And I goes at Mo, it's like, so we're here as guests of the Morrissey family. We actually saved Alora's life. We rescued her from a dragon's keep, to be honest.
She goes, oh yes, I've heard about it. I've heard of it. That was you?
Yes, me and my friends. When I'm not on the stage, I do a little adventuring on the side.
Seems very, very, very interesting. We were all very happy to have Elora back. She's such a sweet girl.
Oh yes, lovely girl. I've also heard that y'all. Am I correct in assuming that y'all had some trouble in the mines?
You mentioned the mines. She just kind of looks to see who else is listening. Going around, she's like, yes, there has been trouble in the mine. The production is not what it used to be. It's kind of come to a halt. Why do you ask?
Because every time, because from all over the land, we hear this wonderful mine here, and then we come here and I try and talk to anyone about this glorious mine, and no one will tell me will give me any information on it, which is quite disappointing. We traveled such a long distance to see the Morrissey family and this beautiful mine that is the backbone of this town.
Yes, the Elorium that came out of it really put us on the map, and it was wonderful. And all you really need to know is bad things happened, and production has been halted until it can be taken care of. And they really don't want too many people to know what has happened. No one in town really knows what's happening. They just keep telling us that they are handling it, and have faith.
No. Is there anyone in town that isn't a Morrissey that knows what's going on?
Well, Craster did. But Craster ain't talking right now.
He was the foreman, correct?
Yes.
Where's he at currently?
Well, his wife is caring for it at home. She doesn't want any of the Morrissey family to touch him. He was dedicated his life to that mine, and now it seems like his life has almost been taken away from him.
What's the wife's name?
I don't know. We put that woman's been through enough. I won't be giving you that information. She really just wants to be left alone.
Well, I have not to brag. I have magical friends with me. One of which is a cleric with very powerful magic. Maybe just go see if we can help any, as a courtesy.
That's persuasion, friend.
All right, yeah, that's what I was hoping. 16 plus 9. 25.
9?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
he's an adorable little penguin.
I am. My eyes.
Yeah, apparently so.
He gave her puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
She's just looking. She's like, I can't. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you anything more about Craster and his wife. Don't go asking, and she's like kind of putting her hands underneath the bar. Like, don't go asking anyone else. You need to leave this poor woman alone and stop asking me to tell you these things, because I don't know you, and I don't know any. And she's like sliding a piece of paper across. She's like, I don't know anything to them. I wish them the best, but I will not be a part of this.
I put my glass down and kind of just drag the thing over to me and everything. And I'm like, well, thank you for your help. I really appreciate everything you've done. And I walk back to the table.
I didn't do anything for you. Leave me alone and stop asking.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you open up a piece of paper and it just has a name written on it. It says Danae.
Okay. Well, I guess I go back and I kind of tell them I figured out at least what the Danae, the woman's name.
I feel like there's not anyone, no matter who we talk to, they're not going to be very helpful, except for Krellborn. I feel like we're going to have to go check it out ourselves to learn anything of value.
This is a company town, and the Morrissey are the company. So.
Yeah, and the only person that's not a company person right now seems to be the warden and his wife. So maybe we should find the
foreman and his wife.
The foreman. Excuse me, I've had one. I'm a very tiny person.
Baylor's going back. He's got both of those tankards and they're empty already.
Yeah.
He's going back.
You
for
actually
more.
want to ask Baylor if he could maybe do anything for Crowbar?
No, that's irrelevant, really.
His wife's gonna know. His wife's not gonna know anything.
You don't know if the wife he told before this was all going on, if he told her anything.
It seemed like she said that the Crasters his wife wants nothing to do with the Morseys anymore.
Right.
She probably knows.
There's our crack.
Right.
We have to figure out how that's where our information is gonna lie.
Okay.
So let's go find this woman.
You want to go now?
In the middle of the night?
In the middle of the day?
It's the middle of the day. Yeah, let's just go. It's the middle of the day. It's not like.
It's early evening.
Yeah, it's not like we're going at like 2:00 in the at night. Yeah, let's go find her. Unless y'all want to maybe try and talk to some of the miners in the bar. But like I think it's like
we could try that maybe later. But I think that if we really do that, we should wait until night.
Yeah.
And just talk to them.
Because we can always come back to the bar. The bar is not going.
The bar doesn't disappear when we leave.
No. Yeah, let's go talk to the foreman.
Gone.
It's a magical bar.
You guys are gonna go try to track down Danae and Craster?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have come up with this plan. You're getting ready to get up, and Baylor's coming back with 2 fresh tankards, and he goes, where are you going?
Our friend Nigel has an idea that we are going to be pursuing. Nigel, you want to tell him about it?
Yeah, I let him know. He's not we're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
As well, I was witness of one of Nigel's ideas, and I can't say that I was very impressed by it. It kind of set us back a little bit. What, you're going to this person's house that doesn't want to talk about it, and you're trying to force information? I don't think that's a very good idea.
Forcing going on, if we're going to ask questions, Knock. And why don't you and I stay here and have a few while they go do their thing, and you and I can discuss some things.
Actually,
I'll just ask Baylor, do you think there's anything you could do for this Craster?
Because I was thinking if you helped Alora out and it was a demon problem, and this man might be catatonic because of a demon, that seems like cleric work to me.
Or paladin, maybe. But.
Yes.
Well,
but if you want to not see if you can help this man, that's on you. And you can stay here and get drunk.
I am happy to help, and that's what I am here for, but I also do not want to invade a home of someone who does not want us there.
There's no invading. If she doesn't want us in, we won't go in. We're just going to say, hey, we're here.
Your actions have spoken otherwise, penguin friend.
Well,
and I understand that is your nature. I do not judge you for it, but because you willfully ignored the wishes of a injured girl's father, I would rather not be a part of it. I can stay here and see what information I can gather in this tavern. I will not hurt anyone by asking questions. And we can, if you go find out what you can, I will find out. We can maybe cover more ground if we separate.
Sounds fair.
That works for me. Just leave him.
Wonderful. Are you taking your drink with you?
Yes. And I just kind of grab it and I walk out.
Okay then.
No, actually, I'll
I'm gonna stay
I'll
with
offer to stay
Layla.
here with Baylor if he wants, a drinking buddy, while we're waiting for the miners to come to the bar.
I'm gonna let him talk to me about not jewel crafting. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you stay and do jewel crafting kind
Well,
of like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Learn how to use my tools.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He said, oh, so you
Do
think
we
you
wanna
can
so-
best Baylor in a drinking game?
Do we want to send Nigel and Steven alone to go talk to this
Why don't you just come
widow?
with us?
So Og's gonna be the voice of reason.
There's no. Y'all keep acting like I'm going to go over there, like, kick the door down and shake this, like, comatose man.
We don't know. It's a mystery.
Guess we'll have to find
Well,
out.
I'll
It's
let
time.
you know. He's holding
Yeah.
out. He's holding out.
I'll go with them. So if Callista and Baylor want to stay at the bar.
Meet me at the bar and learn my jeweler's tools.
All right. Baylor tells you that for every tankard you drain, he'll give you a piece of information of how to use your tools.
Oh, jeez.
All right, sure. Let's do it.
Giggity.
All right, where are we doing first? You guys?
Yeah. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Okay. All right. So, Maul wrote down Danae and also told you where to. You broke it, didn't you? Oh, you son of a bitch. And like writes down where to find them. Compared to the other houses in town, it's one of the nicer ones, bigger ones.
Yeah, I would imagine so. If it's Foreman, so.
Seems like they're pretty well off. A lot of the houses are kind of like tightly packed together. This one is pretty open. A lot of distance between the next house. Like it's got a good, like maybe, I don't know what an acre is. Let's say it has an acre. It has an acre to itself.
Okay.
All right.
And like sun's starting to go down a little bit. It's dusk. So you can kind of tell just looking in windows, like if there's a candle lit or something like that. You get to the house, and there's a candle. There's a window upstairs that has some light, and a window downstairs that has some light.
Okay. I'm just going to
Knock on the
Knock on the front door.
knock on the front door.
All right. Knock, knock, knock.
People's names one more time, because I don't know why I don't write this shit down.
Danae and Craster.
Danae and Craster.
Craster's comatose, so he's not going to answer the door, Nigel.
Well, I got to say his name.
Of course you do. Knock, knock, knock.
Do we want to discuss a questioning strategy before we just jump in?
Oh, well, I was just going to kind of say how, where it seems there's something weird going on in this town, and no one will give us any answers, and the only people that seem to not be in the Morrissey
Morrissey's
family
pockets.
is you. So that was kind of where I was going to start with.
I'm on their side. I
Yeah.
don't think there's something fishy going on. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't really trust Krellborn. I don't think Alora is in on any of it. But
Are there
No,
any
I
characters
believe-
I introduced you do trust? That's my question.
I like
Not
Baylor.
really.
He's just kind of a
yeah, Baylor seems
stick
pretty
in the mud.
straightforward.
But,
I'm not agreeing with some of Baylor's tactics because Steven doesn't think that he can trust Krellborn.
Why? Because they're noble?
wait, Steven, what is your
Essentially, yes. What?
What are you chaotic good?
Neutral.
Neutral? Okay.
Okay.
Because
I'll
I'm
chaotic
chaotic good. I think everybody else is chaotic good. Oh,
No,
you're
Callista's like chaotic neutral or something, isn't she?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm all for myself.
Of course Baylor's lawful good. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
I gotta have the fucking sense of like the conscience in the group.
Well, and
Can't
he's
leave
not.
yourselves to your own devices.
He's not being an asshole about things. He's just.
Of course not.
He's being who he is, but I don't.
Yeah.
He's too to Steven. He's too trusting of Krellborn, and Steven doesn't trust him at all.
He never said he trusted him.
Well, he's
Yeah.
for the tactics he wants to use.
He must
Steven
be a
doesn't trust
soft hand. Where we're more like a bull in a fucking china shop.
You
Yes.
So, it's all right. You'll like Baylor later. I promise.
I'm
I
fine.
like the more layer.
Oh, I'm fine with him. I'm not agreeing with his tactics. Is all.
Okay. Okay.
I think Baylor could flip on a coin though, like once he finds out something evil's going on.
Yeah. You just got to find the evil thing. That's all I'm trying to do.
He's a cleric. He needs to know.
That's all I ever
like,
try to do is find the evil.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna knock
Even
on
if it's me. All right, go ahead.
knock, knock, knock.
Knock, knock, knock. Yeah, you hear some steps shuffling up. It says, "Who is it?"
Ma'am, my name is Nigel. This is my friend Steven. And
ma'am.
and
Hello.
we're here because there's some weird things going on in this town in regards to the mine, and no one will give us a
You
straight.
say mine, and she just says, "You can go away now."
Ma'am,
we
we're
don't want you
not
here.
with the Morrisseys. We don't trust them. We're just trying to figure out what happened to your husband and prevent it from happening to anyone else.
She
You
says,
might want to
"We-
do a persuasion roll.
She said, we've been through enough. We don't want anything else to do with this.
We
Please go away."
We understand you've
Yeah,
been
and
through
we
a lot.
well understand that, ma'am. We're just trying to find who's responsible for this. And you seem to be the only one in the town that isn't in the Morrissey's pocket at this point.
She says, "Please go away." No. Steps shuffle off the other way.
What if we could help your husband?
Nothing. Shit.
You hear a little lock going through. Door opens up a little bit. It's got a chain. Says, what can you do for my husband?"
I just need to ask you a few questions, and then I'll get us one step closer to figuring out what's going on in that damned mine.
Says, "You can ask right where you are."
Did your husband tell you anything that happened, what was going on there before he...
But before accident, obviously.
Yes, before what was going on that even led you to be so untrusting of the Morrissey family?
Says, "The last time I heard my husband's voice was a week and a half ago. And he hasn't said or done anything since."
Is there, before that?
So
He didn't.
Callista mentioned that Crastor and some people went into the mine to investigate something from the information she got back at the house, and that I think Crastor was the only one who came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
You know what they were investigating?
Says, "I never liked that damn mine. I never asked about it. If he came home and talked about it, I just didn't want to hear it."
Why didn't you like the mine? It brought you, it seems, so much prosperity.
I was never interested. I always had a bad feeling about it. And I firmly believe that you never find something that lucrative, that rare, that amazing without a price.
What exactly does this ore do that seems to... It seems unlike anything I've ever seen before.
It's unlike anyone's ever seen it. I'm not a smith. I don't know. All I know is that ore had properties that nothing else ever did and could bestow great power into things that was made from it.
I guess
You say you can help me, and you say you can help my husband.
I was
How?
just going to ask. I know we've asked a lot. Is there a way I could see him and physically see him and check him out? Do we know yet what physically has happened to him? Have you seen anybody who's told you any information?
Yeah,
We have had the doctor. We have had doctors from other towns. We have had holy men come to try to free him of this, and no one has had any answers. Why would you be any different?
I would like to try, if you would allow me to. You never know what may happen. I would love to try if you would have me.
We can't help if we don't have as much information as we possibly can have. We were just hoping to get something that wasn't tainted by the Morrises.
She says, I don't know you. I'm not letting you into my house. I've gotten my hopes up before,
Would
and,
it
and
would it help
nothing
if
has
I
come
took
from it.
my weapons and laid them at the ground? I have nothing to defend myself. Is there anything I would love
If
to
I have
help
had
you.
if I have had all these people come to see my husband and they couldn't do anything, then I don't think I will be
Did
letting a goblin in my house.
did did the healers who came have any information?
What did they think
Anything?
it
Did they find anything?
Who were
It
they sent
seems
by? Were they
it
sent
seems
by the
odd that they
Morrissey
would have
family?
no idea what happened.
Their their medicines, their prayers, their healing capabilities, nothing helped. Nothing changed my husband from the state that he has been since they found him. I have come to terms with what I must go through to take care of him daily, and I will not I nothing else can be done.
Okay, we will investigate the mine and try to find out what happened to your husband. If we find anything, we will return to you and let you know if we have any leads on on potentially healing him. Thank you for your time, ma'am.
If you go down into that mine, I hope you don't end up like my husband. And she just slowly shuts the door, locks it
Well,
back
that
up.
didn't go how I was expecting.
Nor did I.
I was hoping she'd have some information.
I just wish I could see him. I want to
Well-
see him. I could physically just to find out what was going on and get an idea of
Well,
what
buddy,
might have happened
I
to
can
him.
tell you how we could do that. I don't know if you're gonna like it, but I can tell you how we can do that.
Oh.
I
We
don't
really
think we
shouldn't.
should do that.
Yeah,
I'll hear your idea, but I doubt we'll do it.
Oh,
I'm kind of
very
I'm
much-
kind of moving them away from the doorstep where they are loudly plotting to possibly break into her home.
I don't think it's a good idea, and I don't think we should do it. I'm just saying I could easily pick the lock on the door, and we could just kind of go in. But
That's
you know,
gonna,
we
that,
shouldn't do that.
it would work. I believe it would work, but I don't think that's the best idea. I agree.
Let's-
It's not a good
Yeah,
idea.
She
let's.
seems like a small woman. We could tie her up and then just kind of go get the information that we need. Again, I'm just talking out loud. I don't think we should do this.
I get it. We're just spitballing.
Yeah.
I get it. We're chumming up with ideas, but
No, eventually,
I'm still kind of
we're gonna throw something against the wall and
using
it's gonna
his
stick.
bulk to move them away from the house back towards
not
the
working.
bar.
As
while
you
they're-
guys are increasingly getting louder, you just hear "Oi, what you doing over there?" And you turn around, there are a couple town guardsmen.
Oh, neat. How you do, sir? My name is Nigel. I'm a street magician, and I kind of just like take my hat off. I pull a little table out, put it down on the ground on the thing, and I start doing a little 3-card Monty in front of them.
I didn't ask who you were. I said, "What you doing here?" No, there's no crowd here. There's no one to perform for. What are you doing? I
Talking
said,
about, sir? There's you, the both of you, my good friend Steven, and the half-orc fellow Og. That looks like a crowd to me.
"Well, you just said they were your friends, not that you were performing for 'em. Look,
It is magic.
listen. All I see a goblin, I see an orc, and I see I don't know what you are in front of this house, and I'm wondering what you're doing here."
Well, we're just talking. We came to visit the foreman's wife.
Well,
You're really gonna twist my arm. We just wanted to kind of pay our respects.
you can talk somewhere else. Get going.
Thank you, sir. We will leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we just walk off.
Yeah.
You're walking.
Yeah. Og used to be a guard. He knows when the guard's giving us an out to to avoid being making things any more problematic.
All right. Any other nefarious plans you got going, Nigel, or what do you guys want to do?
No.
Let's just. So I guess let's go back to the bar and then discuss if we want to stay there or if we want to head back towards the house. to wait for Craster, or not Craster, Krellborn, to meet K-Names.
Fair enough. Let's go tell him what non-information we found.
All right, cool. Callista, when he says, "Oh, for every tankard you drink, I'll tell you something about the tools," and he takes one of the two in front of him and just slams it in front of you. And he kind of gives you the floor.
Let's go.
All right, throw a Constitution save.
Right. Constitution is a 13.
Okay, you're good on that first one.
Okay.
So you throw it down, and he's just like, "Oh, that was. I see I may have some trouble on my hands." And he goes and gets another one, puts it down in front of him, and he says, "Again," and he throws his tankard up, and he waits for you to slam it, and he hits it across, and he goes, "Battle!" And he starts throwing it back again.
All right.
Where are my saving throws? There they are. Baylor's looking a little winded. What'd you get?
17.
Yeah, you're good. Baylor is looking a little like he's getting affected by the ale, but he's also like 3 ahead of you.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, you're finishing, and he's feeding you tips and tricks just as far as like how to cut gems and how to form, casings for them and all that stuff, and the best ways to do it and the best gems to use and what you're gonna do. And then he goes and grabs another one, 2 more, and sets it down in front of him. And we'll do one more. We're not just gonna sit here and and do like 19 drinks. Do one more con save for me.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are just going. You're laughing while you're doing it. He's giving you all these tips and tricks. As you're doing this, more people are kind of filtering in to the bar, and both of you guys are kind of not drawing a crowd necessarily because it's not a big spectacle, but everyone's kind of watching the dwarf and the tiefling have a drinking contest. And with how boisterous that Baylor kind of is in himself, they're just like can't help but notice what's going on. And that last one gets down, and he's like, "Oh, I tell you, I had you pegged for not as fit of a drinker. I'm very impressed."
I can put them away when I need to, when I want to. I typically just don't show my hand because no one's quite as much fun to drink with as you are, Baylor.
He says, "Oh, I can tell you, I've got a lot more in me tonight if you're feeling up to it." He says, "And as a matter of fact," and he looks around and he takes his coin purse out. He says, "Drinks on me!" And everyone's just like, "Hey!" And so Maul kind of looks stunned a little bit because there are like 20 people, 25 people in the bar now, and she's just like, hurry up, trying to pour drinks and get them out. And he goes up and gets one more for you and for him, and everyone's going up and kind of like giving him thanks, and I very appreciate it and do that. And he's just like kind of making the rounds, like, "Oh, think nothing of it," and sits down across from you and doesn't quite throw up the battle mug yet. And he just says, "So, I think I should ask, how did you come to be in the group that you are in? You're very, the strangest group that I've ever gone on an adventure with. There's a goblin, there's an orc, there's nothing against anyone. I think you're all very, very wonderful people, some more than others, but how did you all come together?"
Well, if you recall, Nigel and I met you at the Snail Trail of Wales race.
Oh yes, I remember that very well.
Oh,
I remember losing. And he throws it up and takes a big drink.
Match him. Take his drink too. Oh, not 20, 24.
Oh yeah.
And then
Goes down like water.
we
Basically.
Nigel and I went about our business after that adventure, and we found ourselves in the company of Stephen and Og, who were looking for fellow adventurers to join for work with Lady Shrewsbury. And so we've been working with them all together for Lady Shrewsbury for several weeks now.
And it seems that you work well together. Otherwise, you may not have stayed in each other's company.
We complement each other quite well, and where one may lack, the others are quick to grab his beat and take charge.
Well, I understand why they grab it. I can't say I'm in agreement with many of his methods.
He is a wonderful man. He does many a good turn for many people, but he gets a little hot-blooded now and then, as does the other short gentleman in our company.
Well, I know how tempers can rage, but I've learned over the years that instead of demanding and taking what you think is best and forcing the issue, sometimes you just have to let it develop on its own.
Wise words. I agree.
It's like, and if you don't mind, I have work to do now.
And he stands up and he starts making his way around the bar. And there's a table of gentlemen there on the other side. And he goes over and just sits down and throws the tankard down and just kind of like, you hear like his big friends, and just starts schmoozing and going to town and throws his hand to Maul to like bring another round of drinks over. And you can tell he's probably trying to get information his own way.
Mm-hmm.
And as that's going on, I'll say that Stephen Ogg and Nigel, you guys all make it back to the Pick and the Pail and make your way back over to the table that Callista was at.
So you...
Well, that was a bust. We didn't find out shit.
It's hard to believe, but she seemed like an upset wife that didn't want to talk about it.
Weird, huh?
Who would have thought?
I never would have guessed that.
Well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so you win some, you lose some.
Oh, I think...
Pass now. We didn't do any more damage, so, there's that.
Yes. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do now?
Oh, I
It
guess
is evening at this point.
I want to go.
I-
Steven wants to go back to what time of night is it?
It was dusk. Like sun is set. It's dark now. It's like probably, I don't know, let's say like 7:30.
Are we staying at the Morsi estate? Is that where we're?
Maybe not now.
Or Carrie.
I mean, that was the plan from what you could gather.
So there's
Things kind of got thrown awry. Your horses and your cart are still there.
Yeah, so the cart expands when it's, like an RV, kind of, expands. When
Slide out. It's got slide outs.
Yeah, it's got slide outs. Or we could stay at this nice tavern.
I'll stay in the cart.
We got the cart, we got the tavern.
Steven wants to go back to the estate and see if they made it back or if they're still at the doctor's office.
I feel like at this point, maybe we should kind of cool it on the Morrissey family for right now.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just go to sleep.
All right. I just it's bothering me. I want
Oh,
to.
no.
Out.
Don't get me wrong. There's something spooky going on in those minds, and we're going to find out. We're going to pull a mask off an old man. Don't worry.
If you say so, Nigel, I believe you. Is there room in your cart, or should I get a room here?
Oh, no, man. Look, it slides out. There's room for all of us.
It's a fifth wheel. It's fine.
It's fine. It's got all the room you need, bud.
Table makes into a bed. It's good. We got this.
Yeah.
Switch down.
The table goes down. The cushions go on top. You have another bed.
Really. Plus, we got an air mattress. You're fine.
All right. I guess I vote for rest. Take a rest, and we'll start again in the morning. Maybe head back to the estate in the morning and see if they.
Well, I mean, the cart is at the estate, isn't it?
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna go to bed. kind of, braid each other's hair, and then wake up in the morning and go do some investigating.
All right, so you guys are done for the night?
Or I am.
Yeah. I guess let's talk to Baylor. And,
I was gonna
let's
say, check with Baylor and see what he's doing.
see if
for the night.
Baylor may want to stay here for a little while.
Okay, yeah, he's at the other table. He's buying rounds. He's chugging with people. He's laughing, slapping people on the side. Like you can tell he's having a good time. Throwing out the tank every once in a while. You guys are talking. You hear a battle, and the tank goes up and he starts draining it. But yeah, he's hanging out at that. He's been at that table for a little bit. Doesn't seem like he's moving.
Where will we find you in the morning? Is where I'd like to know. Is like where will we find Baylor to reconnect with him? Like, is he going to be staying here or?
You're asking him?
Yeah, excuse me, Baylor. I know. I see you're having a grand time. We are going to call it a night. Will you be staying here, or where will we find you tomorrow?
I was not aware that we had acquired lodging. Where will you be staying?
So we've got room on the cart if you want to come stay. It kind of transforms into like a nice little sleeping area. Or you could stay here at the tavern. It's really up to you.
Wonderful. I'll see where the night takes me, and I will see you when the sun rises.
You want to just meet us at the cart?
That sounds wonderful. If that's where you'll be, I'll find you there.
All right.
I'm gonna flip him however much it is for a round for the table he's sitting at and him. I'm gonna toss him that.
Okay.
So
He throws down and he says, huzzah for the goblin! Everyone, huzzah! And the tankards go up, and Maul brings fresh tankards over for everyone. Yeah, there's probably throw that like 2 gold off your thing. That's probably enough. And yeah, you guys walk out of the pick of the pail, and you hear Baylor's just like booming on, oh yes, and he's just having a grand old time. And you guys make it back to the cart. No one stops you. There's no one like, what you doing here? Like none of that shit. They know it's yours.
What you doing here, goblin?
No, they saw you guys coming in the morning. They know that you left. I'm sure they were, they were giving some sort of instruction for you guys upon your return. They show you where your cart is, and just everyone's packing it in and throwing your head on a pillow.
You. Or not.
Let's just to be safe. Let's
God,
have
everyone thinks something's gonna happen.
Let's
Jeez,
have
why would
people,
you think that?
Yeah. Let's do rounds with sleeping, so at least one person's awake at all times.
We do enough to all get a long rest, but do it in shifts.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys. Excuse me. While you are up, is there anything in particular you guys are doing, or are you just generally keeping an eye out? You're talking to your hat?
Yeah,
I realize after listening partly through the last session that we never revisited your conversation with the hat, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
All right.
No.
I don't think we did.
Practice
All right.
I don't even know where we were at with the hat. I think I was talking to it about if it wants to be free or something like that.
I don't remember. We've had many texts since then. We're trying to do it stealthily.
Yeah.
We can do it now, though. That's the beauty of being in game and doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone falls asleep. Nigel, you're doing first shift?
Yeah, I'm going to do first shift because I'm going to just kind of plop my hat down. I'm going to tell it about. So I think now
Tell it about your day. What happened?
Yeah,
what do we do? Where'd you go?
I kind of like flip the hat over and I kind of just tell it whatever happened in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that I know there's something in it. So I kind of feel like I just want it to not feel so lonely.
Okay, cool. It's very sweet of Nigel suddenly. Okay, yeah. It doesn't give a whole lot of feedback other than like the occasional question of like, what then? And how did that make you feel? And just like shit like that. So nothing real specific about, like it's not asking you a whole lot about itself necessarily. You're just like, you're telling a story and it's asking for more details.
Is it getting a little more eloquent the more I talk to it?
I mean, you can't really tell the vocabulary is changing very much. Like, did it sound like a toddler and now it's a middle schooler?
But I mean, like sentence structure and syntax and all that kind of stuff. Like the more that it's hearing, the more that you kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah. Not necessarily from what you can tell.
Okay.
And again, if you're just like sitting down and telling it about your day, it's just been asking general like follow-up questions about.
Okay.
But not like the, oh yeah, honey, yes, absolutely. Oh, that sounds. Oh
Yeah, I
boy, she
got
better
you.
watch out. Like shit like that.
Actually, Og had an idea at one point. I was going to ask if he can talk to Nigel's hat later, too.
Okay.
Sure.
I guess
Nigel,
Go
I
ahead.
was say, is there anything in particular you want to ask or talk to the hat about?
Me? No, I was just kind of. At some point, I'm going to figure out there's got to be something with it. Pretty much, I'm going to just I'm going to tell the hat what was going on today, and then I'm going to grab one of those stupid magic books and try and read one of them.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, you get a little bit into it, and it's chapter 1, the joys of magic. And you just start going into magic was originated and by the great wizard, and it's just like history bullshit, and you're just like, oh god, you're trying to struggle through it.
Oh no! Can I read? Can I fall asleep reading it?
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what happens to me.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I just find that funny.
that's fine. Yeah, Og, you if you're in second shift, you wake up at some point and you see Nigel has fallen asleep. Is nodded off. There's a book that's just on his tiny penguin belly, and he's out. He's out of it. And his hat is top down, bottom up, just kind of sitting in front of him on the ground.
Okay. Og still has the letter he was working on for the temple, so he was curious about something. So he's gonna just kind of take the letter and poke his head into the hat.
Okay.
Is that how? Well, how does Nigel talk to it?
I just talk to it
softly, gently.
I just talk into the hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll So yeah, I'll just kind of I'll I guess pick the hat up and kind of like talk to it the way Nigel does then.
Okay. Just in front of him, screaming into it.
Hello, hat. No, so what Og was curious about is so Og will be like, "Hi, hat. This is Og. Can I hear it respond without actually having my head in it?" Or
yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, it doesn't say, "Oh, hello, Og" or anything like that, but it sits there.
Okay. Okay, like Og was curious. Can hat read? And Og will Og takes his letter, since Og probably writes in fairly relatively large letters, I'm imagining. And sort of like puts the letter like, I guess, into the hat without letting go of it to see if like, can you see letter?
No. What is this?
Letter Og write for friends at temple.
What does it say?
And Og will kind of like, Og takes the letter back out and kind of reads from it, and then sort of like every now and then like reads from it and just kind of then pokes it back in and feels like, it's like, this is where Og is now. Can you see?
No.
Oh well, Og was curious if the hat could read.
That's all, hat. Thank you. Good night.
No, he'll keep reading. He'll keep reading through the temple stuff with it and just talking with it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, just kind of the same things. Like, what does it say
Mhm.
next? Where is this going?
And so,
What are
uh,
we?
like, so you are Hat. Og is Og.
Okay.
Shit.
I thought we were more than that. No.
So
Uh,
Og is curious. How does Hat when Nigel asks for you to give him something? How does Hat give him something? Can Hat see what Nigel wants when he asks?
I don't see anything. I feel
Oh,
I feel what is in me, and I feel what goes out. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I feel heavy. Right now I feel burning.
burning.
I feel burning.
They make it green.
From what is making you feel burning?
Something
Is
inside's burning.
hmm. I'm gonna nudge Nigel awake real quick.
Fireball.
Like,
Powerball.
and like I said earlier, I did, I was wanted to make a point for Og to ask Nigel's permission if he could talk to the Hat earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, Nigel, Og talking with Hat, it's a feel burning sensation.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna stick my hand in the hat and kind of pull out whatever. I'm gonna think fire and burning and just kind of see what that pulls out.
Fire and burning. I don't even know what all is in your hat. Fire and burning. If you think fire, I mean nothing fiery comes out.
I'm just trying to think what would make it do that. And the general way the hat works is I kind of think about what I want, stick my hand in there, and pull it out.
Well, I mean, fire doesn't come out, so that's not gonna
That's good.
not gonna do anything for you.
Well, I'm gonna just jump into the hat and see what's going on in there.
Maybe
Okay.
Hat have clap.
Yeah. Yeah. And just kind of see, because I can kind of see in the hat all my
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah. You jump in. There's a pile of stuff. I mean, nothing's on fire. Nothing's smoking or smoldering.
Hmm. Okay. So I get out of the hat. I kind of just move it away from the fire, I guess.
Okay. All right.
You still feel like you're burning, Hat?
Yes.
Well, don't know how to help with that one. You want me to put you someplace cold?
Do we need Hat Doctor Taylor?
Go to a haberdashery.
Yes. Hat says it's feel
We need to
burning.
go to the magical haberdashery, please.
We need to get that and penicillin.
Apparently so. Okay. Yeah, I'll say about this time you hear a very pronounced, just like steps, just heavy steps, just like kind of coming closer to you guys, and some rattling of metal on metal.
I guess I'm going to call out Baylor? Question mark.
He's here. Ha ha! I found my friends. My friends are here. And he, stumbles around the cart into the light of the fire. Says, "I've had a wonderful night. I've made many friends,
Right.
and I know things you don't know." Ha ha!
Og love gossip.
Oh, there are many things that will be brought to light like the light of the sun
Oh,
when
Kit
the
Kat.
sun rises. But now,
And he just fucking face plants on the ground and he's out.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Baylor had many drinks and was very happy, and reveled and did his thing, and now he is resting comfortably. Well, he thinks comfortably.
I'll go put a pillow under his head.
Oh, so sweet of Og.
He's not
so-
laying face down, is he?
Oh yeah, he just like up and just went. He was
Turn his head a little
talking about
bit.
the sun, and his hands were out, and he just fell, and just went.
Og kind of positions him, tries to reposition him a little bit to make sure he doesn't choke on his own vomit.
Well, I mean, that'd be his feet if he was face down and somehow.
Oh yeah,
choked on
face
his
down, not face up. Okay, yeah, he should be fine. I'll just put the pillow.
How
Just-
dare you think
But-
he's gonna
You
throw
bring
up?
it
How
like a
dare
nice
you?
dirt bowl and just kind of suffocates.
There you go.
I'll put the pillow under
Um,
his forehead then.
Yeah. So Og gently gets Baylor into a nice, comfy sleeping position. Are you guys going to sleep then, or is there anything else you want to do while you're up?
I'm going back to sleep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess if Og will wait the rest of his shift and then wake up. I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's the occasional
went
guard
next.
shit, the
Yeah.
patrol that goes by. It's just like 2 people, but that's about it.
Hmm. Okay.
All right. Who's next?
I'll take next shift.
Okay. All right. Steven, you're up. What are you doing?
I think he's just praying, and I'm adjusting some of my spells, focusing,
Sure.
concentrating on changing some of those, and
For sure.
just kind of keeping
That's
an
it.
eye
Keeping
out.
an eye out.
Keeping an eye out. I'm still wary of this Morrissey family that we are staying right outside of. So
Okay.
just kind of keeping an eye out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, your time comes and goes. Again, nothing's really going on. The night's pretty calm. Guard shifts are going by. Nothing really unusual from what you can tell. And then your time is gone. Callista, you're getting up. Anything you want to do in your couple hours?
I want to practice the tips and tricks that Jim Baylor gave to me to see if I can get a little bit more proficiency with my jeweler's tools.
Sure. Let's roll. What would that be? If you're learning something new, that'd probably be intelligence, right?
I
That'd be
mean,
my guess. Yeah, Steven?
I want to retcon something. Specifically about fire.
You've seen how close you can get to the
Yeah.
campfire?
Yeah, I wanna test my bravery towards the fire and see how close I can get with before I break out into a cold sweat.
Just
Sure.
fear vibes.
Charisma save.
How close is too
Oh,
close?
out of the box. 15.
Okay. You are able to get a little closer and kind of steel yourself and withstand a little bit, and you're keeping an eye out, and you're inching a little bit closer, a little bit closer. You don't get really close to it, but it's you were able to make a little bit of headway towards kind of facing your fears that way. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. What'd you roll, Calissa?
great intelligence.
Yeah.
14.
14. You tried to incorporate some of the things that he was telling you based on what you already kind of learned from the other night when he was telling you about things, but nothing was really just like coming clear. You could like figure out what he was kind of trying to get you to do, but it just wasn't kind of coming together.
Okay.
Yeah. As you're doing that stuff and going through the night's going through, the early morning is coming up. You're there to see the sunrise, and sun comes up, and eventually all you guys get up and start your day. What would you like to do first? Baylor takes a little longer to get up, but he's up with you
I
guys.
Do
guess
we have coffee?
You can get some, yeah. I mean the estate is or the mansion's open to you guys if you request. I mean you're there as guests, despite what happened the night before. You are still there on seemingly good terms.
I
You are
guess-
invited.
Go in and have breakfast with Crowborn.
Yeah, let's go have breakfast and kind of see what Baylor found
Let's
out. We find out what
let's
Baylor
go have
found
breakfast
out.
with Baylor, and then we can go look for
Yeah.
Crowborn, I would imagine.
Yeah, let's do that.
So let's
Breakfast with
make
the
our
group?
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
make our
Okay.
way. Either
Are
make our way
you
towards the kitchen, or ask if they can bring something out to our little camp area, something along those lines. Either should be fine.
that was gonna be my question. Is are you guys gonna go in, or are you gonna have them like requested to come out?
I feel like after everything has happened, Steven would feel awkward, I guess, going in, just like whatever. We've
Because
kind
you
of
stole shit, because you confronted the man, because
yeah, and
Steven
talked with
second guessing
Baylor has
himself.
kind of and after his prayer and reflection, he's kind of like, I feel like I need to wait until I see to maybe possibly apologize for the actions, but still at the same time, I'm still hesitant. So I'll wait at the campsite if they're gonna go in.
okay. Well, what does the group want to do?
I guess, you said it's morning. It's a relatively, bustling household. I guess let's just
Yeah,
try to let's just
there
try
are
to
people.
flag someone down and ask if it would be possible for somebody to bring us like some coffee and maybe just some sort of, if they had something they were working on for breakfast already, maybe just like some rolls
Yeah.
or
You
whatnot.
guys. Yeah, you find a servant that's going through, and you ask for breakfast, for coffee, things going through, and they say yes right away, and they run off, and probably, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes later, a couple people come out with trays full of food and some pots of coffee and fresh water and things like that, and present it to you guys. And Baylor is going to town, just eating and
and I'll make
drinking.
sure and thanks them.
Yeah. He's and as he's eating breakfast, Baylor's looking around and says, "I don't know about you, but I had a wonderful night."
What did you?
Yeah,
did
what'd you
learn
find out,
from
bud?
friends? What did you learn from your new friends?
Well, what I've found is if you offer some strong ale and keep offering that strong ale, eventually people will just open up and tell you what's on their mind and perhaps answer some questions. The people in particular that I spoke to told me that the mines have been a fairly dangerous place. Not always, but for quite some time, but increasingly so over the last couple of weeks, and there's no real rhyme or reason. No one can pinpoint, but they did tell me kind of how they dig, how the mine is set up, and when they decide to change locations. And as a dwarf, I was able to relate and swap stories, and I think I have a fairly good idea of what we may potentially encounter, just in the terms of the mine itself. No one really knew what was happening in detail. They had very, very off the wall theories. Someone thought that there was a serial killer. Someone thought that it was a perhaps a miner that was fired from the beginning, that knew the ins and outs and was doing things. But from what we saw in the possession, there is something else. There's something supernatural. There's something that is not easily explained. There are monsters that are down there. That is one thing that in any mine you will encounter. So anyone that goes down must be able to handle themselves. There is inherent danger just from the creatures you will encounter there. But again, what the very little that we have witnessed and the stories we have heard makes me think that there is more to it, but no one really knew facts. There were guesses, there were rumors. Oh my gods, there rumors, but no clear-cut cases. If we are going to learn anything and get anything that is true and what just details on what is happening, then we need to go to the top.
Hawk had a bit of a mini epiphany here, and he's kind of gonna look at Baylor and be like, Baylor, did you come with us thinking there might be something wrong with this mine? Is that why you wanted to see it?
Oh no, I just wanted to see what was coming out of it. From stories I've heard, it was things that I've never encountered in all of my years underground, above ground, and from what I've heard that this mineral can do, to tell you the truth, I would like to get my hands on some and see what I can do with it.
Yeah, never mind then. I was wondering if he maybe had heard some rumors about something shady going on here, and that's why he was so curious about the mine.
Yeah, no, it was his dwarvish curiosity. Like, there's new ore. It does what? I want to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as a lawful good paladin, I would imagine, yeah, if you heard about something shady going on, you'd probably also want to investigate. But
Yeah, you can tell just from how he is.
he's reacted since we got here.
You
and
would,
stuff,
yeah. If he had heard something beforehand, he would probably have told you right away. I feel that there is I should be there to help.
Okay.
But from right away, it was just like, I want to see the shiny stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say at the top, you mean
Krellborn.
Krellborn. Do you believe that he would actually divulge the information? I mean, I have some abilities similar to yours. I do have Zone of Truth I could cast, and but do you think that it might be necessary, or do you believe he would
Well,
actually?
the way that I see it, if we are wanting answers, he is the one to have them. He owns the mine. He has the most interest in the mine and in the mine getting back to what it needs to be doing. Having the mine shut down is only costing him. It is no benefit shut down, and should he lose the mine, he has the most to lose. So if we are here to help, which I believe we are, then only good can come from him telling us what is happening and what he knows so that we can help to the best of our abilities.
Well, here, why don't we do this? Let's hit him with the sweet instead of the sour this time.
I'm not quite sure exactly what are you saying don't steal things and don't go places we're not allowed? Is that the sweet?
Well, yeah. In this instance, yes. The sweet is, you're yes, the
In
right
this instance,
thing.
yes, the sweet is the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just go talk to the guy. Let's just kind of, emotions
Well,
are
then
right.
you can just say that I live my life to the sweetest.
Maybe let Baylor take lead on this.
Yeah, I just
Let the DM do all the talking on both sides.
I was just thinking that, just
conversation with yourself.
No.
Everyone throw your feet up. DM's gonna go to town.
Nathan, are you caught up on Dungeons and Daddies?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. They found the portal. They just lost the van.
Ooh, you are.
Oh, sorry. The fan base. They lost the fan base. They jumped the shark, and I say, no more Dungeons and Daddies. I'm done with you.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's go find Kraylor. Let's go see what's. You know what? I need to go.
You need to write down names,
Krellborn,
and you need to study it.
Nigel. Krellborn.
What did I say, Kraylor?
Put it on the front of that book you're always reading.
You combine Craster and Krellborn.
Yeah, I was about to say, Og thinks he combined Craster and Krellborn.
I'm surprised he remembers everyone's names in the group.
He has to look. You know he has to look.
Auglista. I mean, oh God, who is it?
Oglin.
Kativan. Oh God. All right, so you're going in to see Baylor? Or Baylor. Jesus, now I'm doing it. You're going in to see Krellborn?
Yes. Krellborn.
Yeah, I
Krellborn.
want to
Once we finish breakfast.
Okay.
Unless we all want to go, like maybe use their facilities to freshen up a bit before we talk to him. Og need powder his nose.
All right. I didn't want to go apologize for,
Barging in.
barging in yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys go to the front of the house. They let you in. Ren shows up and says, "What do you want?" And you say, Baylor says, "We would like to see
You have an appointment with Master
Mr. Morsi, please." He says, "You wait right here." And he turns around and storms off in his he's like a cadre. He's like very tall, lanky, like balding on top, has a super thin mustache just going through, just like completely gray. Exactly, pretty much. Like he's the most fancy of the dress. Like they all have uniforms, but he has like friggin' coattails going off the back of his. And he's on, I'm much more important than everyone else. And
Yes.
Exactly. So he kind of like does his little. He doesn't have like a very long stride either. He just kind of like does this, like fucking shuffles across. You stay right here, and he turns around and just like shuffle, and goes off around the corner. And he comes back and he says, "Mr. Morsi will see you in his study." And he shuffles off and leads the way and opens up a door. So where you guys were in the kitchen, like if you go in through the main door, it's off to the right. If you go all the way back, like around the main staircase, it's like to the back room on the very back, as opposed to like going around any corners. So he opens up some doors, and it's a real nice room. Like there's a big old fur rug. There are a couple stuffed heads on the walls. Fires going already. Big desk and a big old chair.
Staying away from that fire.
You stay away from that fire. Yeah, he's got his back to you. He's like kind of looking on the desk in front of him at a bunch of papers and things that he's signing and going through. A couple attendants are in there with him.
Okay. I guess I walk up and just kind of make our presence known.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Ren announces you.
Yeah.
So he definitely knows you're coming.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Ogle kind of asked, like, Mr. Morsi, is Alora well this morning?
He slowly turns around and sits down and just says, "Yes, she was not able to. The physician is very well trained, but he could not save her fingers.
Oh.
She
unfortunate.
He doesn't really have words for a second. He just says, I thought we were past her misfortune, and we had her back and we were all happy, and then this happens, and I don't want her to go through any more pain, any more suffering."
Well, I just want to, before any more talk, I want to apologize for barging in yesterday. I was just worried about our good friend Alora, and I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. I guess I just...
Says, I accept your apology, but moving forward, if I tell you, do not go here, I hope that you listen and respect my wishes and commands to not go there.
So I'm just going to kind of... I already feel like you're going to tell me not to go to the mines before any of this conversation even starts.
To be perfectly frank, I would not want anyone to go to the mine right now. It's not a safe place.
What's going
I don't
on?
want the mine belongs to me. Anything that happens in the mine reflects on me. I've lost more people than I care to talk about right now. I've lost too much. I do not want anything else on my hands. I would soon enough just, if I knew that it would completely erase and stop the situation, I would completely board up the mine, collapse it, but I don't know if that will stop what has happened, what has
Is
been
there
happening.
Can you
anything
explain
that
it?
we can do to help rectify the situation at the mine?
Yeah,
We've
what-
been known to.
Yeah, you just said situation.
Yeah,
What's
what
the
has been
situation?
happening in the mine?
Yeah.
Well, the mine has always been profitable for my family. My grandfather found the mine. We discovered that there was a veins of silver and copper and gold underneath the town of Prosperity, and that's what started this town. My grandfather started the mine. It was a very small operation. It was very slow going, and it slowly became more and more, and the town grew and grew. And it was passed down to my father and then to me. And mining always has its fair share of dangers. It's just part of the trade, as I'm sure anyone who's worked in one can attest and tell you. But when we started to discover the Elorium, what we thought was going to bring only good and only wealth and only benefit to not only the town but anyone who obtained it, it very quickly showed otherwise. We would find a source of Elorium and we would start to extract it, and then that part of the mine would either collapse or fall into a pit. There was we pride ourselves in being very good at what we do, and making new tunnels and finding and being as safe as possible. The geologists and stone workers that we employ have no explanation as to why an area we are mining all of a sudden falls into the earth. This has happened numerous times, but it never happens if we find iron, if we find gold. So it is not something that seems geologically sound or naturally occurring. But it wasn't until maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks, that more things started happening. Workers started going missing. We don't know if they fell down these pits. We don't know if there were no witnesses. No one could tell us what happened. And we took precautions. We stopped production, and we had volunteers of miners or other investigators that wanted to go down and try to give us answers. And some of them would not return either. I'm sure I've heard from some of the town guard that you went to see Craster and his wife, and I'm sure you know what happened to him, but that's all we know. We don't have any other details.
How many people have you lost now?
Since everything started happening,
Yeah.
we've lost, well, in counting the investigators that we've employed and people outside of the mines, about 24.
So 24 people have died.
That's the thing. We don't know if they're dead.
Or
We
gone
don't know,
missing.
we haven't seen bodies. Other than
Did-
Craster and what happened to him, we haven't seen any remains.
What have you brought to look at? Has she allowed you to bring like a cleric, or
We have had priests, we have had doctors, we have had anyone that we could think of that is within our means, and no one no one could help. It seems that no amount of medicine, no amount of prayer, and no amount of really anything can bring him out of his state, which is Craster made our business the best it could be. If he was not employed through us, he works well with the rest of the miners. He is always the most cautious. He's a wonderful businessman. He knows exactly when we should stop mining an area, move on to something else, and planning out and finding out. He's the best possible person we could have in his position. And I feel very close to him. And because this has happened, it is something that I can't help but think that I'm the cause.
Someone refresh my mind. What exactly was the ghost Alora demanding? Just to get out, just stop mining?
The actions in the mine have to stop. Whatever's happening in the mine has to stop. So I would assume the digging.
Yeah.
But
and they aren't. Okay. So the spirit asked the action, for whatever's going on in the mine to stop, or he's going to, it looks like, kill your daughter. But it sounds like you've already stopped mining. What else is going on there? I feel like you're not telling us something.
Oh, your guess is as good as mine. Other than having people investigate, we have not been continuing our operations.
Can I roll insight?
I was just going to say, can I roll insight as I'm listening to this?
Yeah.
While they're rolling insight, Og is curious. Like, did Og, or I guess Og will just say, Og, curious. Did you ever investigate pits, see how far down they go, or
find a cavern with something unusual in it that was different than the normal stonework?
Well, we
on the ground.
When the first pits happened, we attached a torch on the rope and lowered it down, but we could not discern. We were very hopeful that it would just lead to another potential tunnel or vein, and we could use it to our benefit. But nothing really came of that. We couldn't discern how deep it was, and even when we moved down the cliffside and started another section, we could not quite tell where the pit ended.
So there's multiple pits that you found?
Yes, whenever we would find an area that had allorium, we would start to extract it, and then later that day or the next morning, the pit would just form, and all of a sudden the allorium that was there was gone. We assumed it had fallen down the pit, and that's why we tried to find where it led to, but we could not tell how deep it was, so we were not going to send someone down to try to investigate themselves.
And how long have the pits been appearing for? Is this a constant?
We found the allorium.
Yeah.
Since we have found the allorium, and we started to extract, the pits would sometimes show seemingly overnight.
Okay, so how long have you been doing this? Because at some point, you're making it sound like you've only been doing this for years. But at another point, you said that the mountains brought your family fortune for generations.
My grandfather founded the mine. It was passed on to my father, that was passed on to me. The allorium was something that we have found only within the last, perhaps, 3 or 4 years.
How much allorium have you taken out of the mine?
I would have to consult my books if you were trying to find a specific weight or...
Can I actually, you know what? I just want to see some. Do you have any?
Absolutely. And he points to his desk, and there's a big old hunk that's sitting in like a, almost like a keepsake.
Can I touch it?
It's a paperweight.
Can we ask if Baylor can look at it, since Baylor was asking about it?
Yeah, Baylor was here.
Yes, that's fine with me. He takes and he passes over, and Baylor's like, he's fucking super excited right now because he gets to see this thing up close.
Oh shit! It's not.
And he's like,
it's not metal. It's petrified demon poop.
And he's like very
Upright.
careful to pick it up, and he's like looking at it. It does not look like the knot stone that you guys got.
Yeah,
So that one was
that's what I was
big.
curious
It was like
about.
a not like clearly like spherical. And it had like a it was opaque, but you couldn't see all the way through it, and it had like a very dark blue tint to it. This one is almost it's real interesting. You look at it, and just from where you guys are standing looking at it, it almost looks like to have like a green tint to it. But as Baylor is like looking at it and kind of like moving it around, as it is going and getting hit by like other angles, it's almost like shifting in color.
It's a prism.
And he's going through and just looking at it. And he is just, his eyes are big, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he's like, friends, I have to tell you that I've in all of my years, I have never seen anything like this before. I am overjoyed and at the same time confounded. It's a feeling you don't get often, and I'm thank you so much for showing this to me. And he hands it back to Krellborn, who puts it down on his desk. And Krellborn just puts it down and says, look, I have come to terms that I will not ask anymore. I am not asking anyone to go down there. I am not asking anyone to find anything or anyone.
We want to go.
I do not want that on me anymore.
Yeah. I'll just sort of blunder in, like, I'm curious about mine. I think we want to investigate, if okay with you.
With everything that I have told you, knowing that you may not come
here,
out
let's
of this
put it like
place.
this. Here, I'm going to put it like
We
this.
faced a dragon earlier. I'll feel pretty good.
Yeah. Here's the thing,
Give me a
bud.
dragon doll.
Well, here's the thing. You said you're out of the mine, and your daughter's still getting attacked. If you just want to wait here, and we'll wait here with you, and we'll wait for this thing to come and attack your daughter again if you'd like, or we're here. This is kind of our thing. We can go into this mine and handle it. Really, it's up to you. And I just kind of stare at him.
Throw my hat down and I walk out of the room.
I was about to walk out of the room, but no, I just stare at him.
Okay.
If we're going for our services to try to recover some of your people, or perhaps even clear the mine out of the troubles, would we be compensated for our services?
What I don't know what you would ask of me. If you can accomplish what no one else has been able to, then yes, I would happily pay.
Okay, well here, how about this? We'll go to your mine, clear it out, get this thing all handled. We realistically, let's say 1% of your profits for the next 10 years? I think that's a word, because right now, no problem.
Payment of X number of pounds of Elorium to take with us.
Yeah, so we'll take a little Elorium, some profit in perpetuity, and you have your mine. You have a daughter that won't harm herself anymore. Really, and you get your livelihood back, and your entire town doesn't collapse. So really, it's win-win all around.
He thinks for a second and says, well, I can't promise you a specific amount of Elorium. When it is mined, it's sold. That's how popular it is. I have this, and he points back to his desk, that I have that right now. I don't know if you'd be able to find any. And as far as a percentage annually, if you are able to come back and can't deliver and don't know what's going on, this mine is going to be, I am going to collapse the mine. There's nothing else. It's only bringing pain at this point. That's the last thing that I can think of to do. So if you do return and think that I should give you an annual payout that could potentially bankrupt my family, then I can't commit.
We're not talking about, no. We're talking about a percentage of the profits of the mine we're about to fix.
I will not. I can't commit to something right now. Yes, I will compensate you if it is something that you can accomplish.
Okay, like that's good enough for me. Like you're telling me I can go into the mine. That's all hey, that's all I wanted to do. The spooky shit started. I was like, hey guys, let's go to the mine. But everybody was like, no, let's find more things out. When we could have gone to the mines immediately with the same amount of knowledge we have right now.
What I would request, while we are in the mine, if you could procure for us some talisman or item that would enable us to visit our cove underwater.
Oh yeah, we need to. If you could maybe
that would be a suitable immediate payment instead of Elorium.
Well, no, we're still taking the Elorium. We want you to stuff to let us breathe underwater. That chunk's ours. And I just kind of go ahead. Okay, how about I just take this chunk now? So I'm going to just kind of start reaching over.
No.
I slapped Nigel's flipper while he's trying to reach for the
Come on, if
Elorium.
we haven't done anything
Like,
yet,
Nigel, we be back later. Settle
let the
down.
nice man pay us after a job well done.
Either we die in the mine or we come back and talk to him afterwards.
Yeah, Baylor kind of grabs you by the shoulders a little bit, not like firmly, is like shut the, is like kind of hands down, is like,
I'm pretty sure that's something that is sentimental for this man, and it is not something that we will be taking.
Fine, well, let's go. I'm horny to get into a mine. Let's do this.
Gonna go deep in that mine? Deep.
Yeah.
so deep. Oh, that mine's not gonna know it hit it. Okay. So yeah, he sends a servant to basically lead you down there. It is yeah, it's east to the town a little bit, not super far. Like there's a little bit of a road that you can tell they use for carting stuff back and forth. You get to the edge of this cliffside, and there is you can see a bunch of like pulley rigs and things like that going up and down. A couple, there are like 4 altogether, and then there is a little bit of a like really nice decent step down, and then a couple like kind of more flimsy ladders going.
A potential slight retcon. Since we have Baylor with us, can we assume that if there is any special like mining or spelunking equipment we would need to traverse this mine, that Baylor would have brought that up, or even Krellborn would have supplied us with that before leaving to go to the mine?
I mean, if there's some things that you want, so he would have told you that there is equipment still in the mines as far as just general mining stuff.
Sure, as we weren't gonna have to like.
Yeah, and there are.
Realize we needed.
And we've got that good climbing rope too. So I think we're good.
Yeah, you got Steven's rope. The majority of people that work in the mine are human. They're not going to have dark vision, so there are plenty of torches and sconces and shit that are down there as well. I mean, no one's been down there for a while, so nothing's going to be lit.
Yeah, and we've got magic. So
yeah,
we can all actually see in the dark now, so it doesn't really matter.
I've got goggles. I see better in the dark now than I do in the light.
And yeah, he tells you that there are essentially 4 levels that are open and active right now, just in different elevations. There's one that is like 50 feet down the side of the cliff. There's another that's like, they're kind of like 50-foot increments going down, so there's enough space between each of the levels so they don't like collapse in on each other. So they're kind of scattered amongst the cliffside as far as where the openings are. There are the pulley systems that are there are to kind of lift things from the different elevations up and down. There are a bunch of ladders and like scaffolding and things going down there, but the main way to get down is just kind of a nice big open area that you can walk down to the first section, and then going from there are a bunch of different levels with like ladders and other things going down, so that there's not just like one way to get up and down. Okay. So it depends on where you guys want to start. Do you want to start at the top level and work your way down? Do you want to go straight to the bottom? Like, where do you guys
go to the bottom, work our way up?
I'll ask Baylor what he recommends.
Steven says start at the top. I mean, we're already at the top. Might as well work our way down.
Yeah.
That works too.
If you ask Baylor, just says,
well, if there are people that are missing, then we should probably search the entirety. I don't know where necessarily. there are pits everywhere, so we should look out for those. I don't know exactly if one will be worse than the others going up or down, but if we encounter something that isn't within our capabilities, it might be best to not be 200 feet from the surface.
Good call, Baylor.
Okay, so we'll start from the top down then. I think is
That's just my thoughts on the matter.
yeah.
All right.
Og thinks that sounds good.
Okay.
So
So yeah, it's still in the morning. There's daylight outside. You guys walk down. You are right in the middle of the big opening of the first level. It's 50 foot down from the top. The attendant that walked you there like didn't even want to touch the steps going down to the mine. Like they got you, like you saw like the big arch that they had sitting there for the opening, and the platform that went
Mines of
out.
Moria.
They didn't like, they stayed on the road. They didn't want to like, they were uncomfortable getting this close to this place, and so they left you there. You guys walk down the area. I have it, where is it? I have it kind of sketched out a little bit as far as what you're looking at. It probably is not going to come across on here though. I can do it a little bit later too, but oh, that's a little better than I thought.
Oh,
So
okay.
you guys, yeah, so you guys are, where's my finger?
Oh, you're
So
right.
that's where the main like area down is. So you walk down the steps, and it's kind of like going across, but it's like right here is that first area.
Okay.
So that's where you're going first. So you walk up to the opening. It's only about like 20, 25 feet wide. So if you wanted to, you could like Ghostbusters line down it where you're all just like side by side, like walking forward, or you can stagger, do whatever. But so it's not like super narrow, but it's not like incredibly wide just from looking into it. The light from the sun is reaching its way as far in as it can. You see a couple, you see an empty mining cart. You see a couple like flags and pieces of fabric that are on posts that are just like kind of flapping in the wind from the side, that are over there. Some dust is flipping in and out. And that is the opening of this mine. You guys, who's gonna go first?
yeah, what do we? I feel like we should probably have Baylor either in the lead or with somebody, since he knows the most about mining.
I'll be in the front with Baylor.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about racing and
Who wants to
that
take
kind of
like
bullshit.
middle?
So you want to race into this mine, do you?
No. I'm talking about snail racing. And then I just talk about how much I miss my snail.
Oh, I thought you wanted to try to test old Baylor.
Yeah.
So let's see. With them in front, Callisto.
He
do you wanna
leans
take,
in.
like,
He leans in, and Isaac
mid-round
goes,
Then
Don't worry, I know exactly what you meant.
and he turns around and laughs and just goes, battle, and bolts into the mine.
good lord.
And we'll leave it there for the night.
Oh,
Oh, God
Yeah, I had a feeling
damn
that's
it.
where we were getting to, or something along those lines.
Fucking Leroy.
The man likes to challenge. What can I say?
Fucking Leroy Jenkins.
He is a little bit of Leroy, but that's okay. Man, you guys took the long route to get to the mine.
Shocker? Not really.
I mean, not really, but I'm like longingly gazing at my dwarven forge.
I thought about that. I was like, oh, Zoe helped you put it
Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw
I
what
say that.
time it was, and I was
use
like,
it.
man, we're
I
not
mean,
gonna have time to.
It's
investigate
fine. It's like
mines.
we want to go to the bar. We want to talk to people. It's like, sure. It's like, what's their name? I'm like,
yeah. The first I realized that we were doing all this for no fucking